Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation. Here is your host, Clip Brock.
Hello and welcome to a Tuesday edition of Pirate Radio Live. We are with you live every weekday, 3 to 6, right here on Pirate Radio, 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington, also on 1250 and 930, and online, pr927fm.com. And we are up on video, thanks to the fantastic Chandler Honeycutt. You can find us on Facebook Live and YouTube. Watch the show and be a part of the show. Chime in on your thoughts, questions, comments, concerns, birthdays, anniversaries, everything in between. You can find us on Facebook Live and on YouTube each and every day. Also, we'll have some post-game video for you and some pictures, some video of NC State, East Carolina going on tonight in Raleigh. 7 o'clock first pitch between the Pirates and the Pack. We'll talk about that on today's show. We will talk a lot of baseball on today's show. Joining us coming up at around 3:30, former Pirate catcher, now dropping bombs in minor league baseball, had a walk-off home run on Sunday. Jake Washer from the South Bend Cubs, as part of the Chicago Cubs organization, will join us on the show coming up at around 3:30. At 4 o'clock, we'll talk to NC State's version of Stephen Igo. He is Cory Smith with Pack Pride. We'll preview ECU NC State on the Diamond. Also, talk about the mass exodus from NC State's basketball program and get an update on what's going on with Kevin Keats there in Raleigh. And, of course, the Pirates will open up the football season with NC State, so we'll get a way too early football preview on the Pack as well coming up at 4 o'clock. At around 4:30, we'll talk to Matt Davis. We had Matt on quite a bit last year because he was the play-by-play voice of the Down East Wood Ducks. He is now the voice of the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp, and he saw Ronald Acuna Jr. on the baseball field for the first time in almost a year, as Acuna doing a minor league stint with the Gwinnett Stripers before he heads to the big league Atlanta Braves, hopefully next week. They're expecting an early May arrival for Ronald Acuna Jr. We will hear what Matt Davis has to say about seeing Acuna play for 3 games last weekend. Some monster crowds there in Jacksonville for some minor league baseball, with all the eyeballs on the Braves superstar. And at 5 o'clock, Bryce Williams will join us in the Pirate Radio studios. We're going to play a game with Bryce. I've played it with Igo in the past. I've got a list, a dozen of Bryce's old teammates and coaches from his time at ECU. I've got a sound bite of each one, and we're going to see how many he can identify.
Wow.
And I think it's going to be fun and very challenging.
What's the over-under on dangs?
Oh, boy. I'll give him 5.5.
5.5?
I think I'm low.
I'm going over.
Yeah, I think I'm
5.5.
low.
How many names do you have?
12.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think you almost got to get up at the touchdown range, like 7.5.
All right.
What do you think,
Right.
Chandler? If it's at 7.5, you going over, under on the number of dangs during that?
I was going to put the line at 8.5.
Oh.
Now, are we just talking about dangs, or can you include gosh or golly?
No, just dangs.
No,
just dangs.
And it doesn't have to be a leadoff dang. It could be, you know what, dang it.
'Cause that's
something like that.
That's his go-to. I mean, he'll throw in a golly or a gosh, but now dang is the go-to.
I think dang's a great, appropriate word just to drop anytime you just, feel like you need to use it.
I just saw the Lakers stop paying Bryce's favorite NBA player of all time.
Who's that?
Lil Dang.
Oh, good one. Hey.
What's wrong with you, Chandler? You didn't like that? Sorry, is that not up to your standards?
I've heard that recently.
I was like, Bryce.
you.
I thought
Not
Bryce.
the joke. It's the first time I've used that one.
There was a Luau Dang joke that I heard recently. So
Well, it
it's
wasn't from me.
It's not, I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry.
I can't like every single one of your jokes.
All right, fine. Fair
Sports
enough.
Trivia and Comedy Zone Wednesday night at AJ's.
Don't bring tomatoes to throw at me, please. By the way, that is the voice of Jonathan Ellerbe.
Hey, Clipper.
You are now officially introduced
Thank
to the
you.
show. You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Thanks for being here.
It's such a huge rundown. I feel excited that I was able to be a part of it.
Shirley Rhodes is here. Shirley, give us an update on the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard presented by Dub Buck.
East Carolina softball team leads North Carolina Central 6-1 heading into the top of the 4th inning.
All right. Get
Nice.
the winks going as Shane Winkler trying to get a dub.
Shirley, how many innings in a college softball game?
There are 7 unless you score more than 7 runs, then you can shorten the game after 5 innings. So
If they
basically, if the
score
home
more?
if the home team is leading by more than 7 runs
Okay.
after the 5th inning, you can end the game early.
Gotcha.
All right.
Run rule.
Like a run rule.
Even
yeah, it's
in
basically a run
non-con?
rule. Yeah.
Okay.
Like a mercy.
Well, I
Have
don't know
mercy.
about non-conference, but I know I guess you could say in general.
So the Pirates
But-
are basically 2 runs away from
Potentially, yes.
shutting this thing down in 5.
Yep.
Let's head home early, folks.
Yeah.
All right, we'll keep an update on that on the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard. Also, don't think there's much day baseball going on. In fact, I don't think there's any. But we'll talk about what's going on tonight in Major League Baseball and the NBA playoffs.
There was morning baseball in Durham today.
There was. Brian Bailey was on hand to see Alec Burleson playing in Durham.
Yeah, Alec Burleson starting a 6-game away stand, I guess, in Durham. They're playing the Memphis Redbirds are in Durham Tuesday through Sunday. So if you're listening and you live within driving distance of Durham, North Carolina, which you could go see Burley play.
Burley tearing it up. We'll talk to another former Pirate in the minor leagues, Jake Washer, coming up later on this hour. All right, I want to do an exercise with you guys real quick. Not a physical one.
Oh, I thought we were going to do some push-ups or something.
Nah, that's your bag. If you would like to do so, you feel free. But this is a mental exercise, so clear your minds.
All right.
And don't think of a time or a sport or a stadium or arena or
If we're
a
clearing
field.
our minds, we're not supposed to think of anything, are we?
No. So get those thoughts in your head and then quickly get those out. I just want blank in your minds. Chandler's your mind blank?
It's always blank.
Ellerbe, you good over there?
I'm clear, but hurry up. I'm starting to get new thoughts in my head.
ECU versus NC State. What player just popped in your brain?
David Magazoo.
Man, Luke Fisher.
Okay. I was thinking about that earlier today with State and ECU playing in baseball. What is the first thought that pops in your brain with ECU, NC State? And I don't know the order of the memories that went in my brain. Unfortunately, one of the first ones was a State player, and it was Andre Brown
Really?
scoring the touchdown in overtime, the walk-off touchdown to beat East Carolina. But I was thinking about it. There's a lot of memories. You went to 2010. Ellerbe went back to the early 90s, 92, I guess, January of 92.
And I think because we just did a social media post with the Luke Fisher
right.
not too long ago promoting one of our shows, so that may have been a recent suggestion. You know, something that just popped in my head because you said somebody from NC State, Chuck Amato with the glasses just got stuck in my head.
Nice.
And the red shoes.
Chuck the chest.
Yeah.
He had a great run in Raleigh.
He did. And a great ending, thanks to East Carolina.
Yeah, I mean, which is why we punched him out on his last game at Carter Finley where they lowered the goalpost. So.
But you could do, there are a lot of memories. And you could, if I say basketball, I was there in Raleigh when Akeem Richmond got hot and ECU had a lead on NC State. Now, it didn't last because of, I think it was TJ Warren. Damn, Vanderberg.
Oh, yeah.
Vanderberg had like 8 alley-oop dunks. But Sam Hennett dropped 30 on NC State. The only time they'll ever come here. The only time any ACC team will ever come here again.
Sydney low moment.
It was.
For
The Whistler.
for the Wolfpack. But I remember how loud Minges was that night that the Pirates beat the Pack and just the eruption.
That was a sweaty box to be in that night. Like, it was packed. It was awesome.
It was a night where I remember banging on the seat in front of me to make noise.
What was the date, Ellerbe?
It was December.
'Cause I want to say,
it was a December game.
did we have a Pirate Radio party at Tiebreakers before that game?
Oh, possibly.
I think we did.
I don't know. It wasn't anything afterwards because I remember a bunch of people coming over to my house afterwards, and we were raising Cain. But it's possible we could have had a pregame social at Tiebreakers.
I believe we did. And then went over to Minges and saw just a fantastic performance by Sam Hennett and the Pirates that night. Coach Mack getting it done. And what a moment in time in ECU basketball. Baseball, I think about Jake Agnos walking off the field, tipping the cap.
Yes.
After an awesome performance in a must-win game in a regional for East Carolina to advance and to stay alive, and eventually they won that regional.
I think of Elliot Avent being tossed from a baseball game when the Pirates and the Pack get together.
Now, that wasn't the famous spin move from Avent.
I just
don't
remember.
think.
I remember him. He's been angry several times.
Yeah.
You know, maybe he's cooled off a little bit as he's gotten a little older. And man, he's been at NC State forever. I just saw like he just got some big number of his career win or something. But he is. It's really amazing how long he's been the head guy at NC State. But yeah, he was a hothead early on in his career.
If you folks have a memory that pops in your brain when you hear ECU versus NC State, what is it? Let us know. Shirley?
I remember, well, it's not necessarily, well, I guess you could say it's a person, but it was a phrase, the Moron Doron.
And that party we had on the fifth quarter when Motown began.
Yeah.
Ellerbe.
Yeah.
Motown.
Coach Mo throwing up the crossbones after the victory over NC State.
That was my
That
freshman year of
Moron
college.
Doron.
We'll talk to
Get
Cory
on out of
Smith.
here. We don't want you.
We'll talk to Cory Smith at 4 o'clock.
Pack your bags.
This is the first football game between the two where both teams have their stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like the last two meetings, it was David Blackwell was coaching in one of the games for East Carolina.
Yeah.
And an interim stat, and we didn't have a quarterback.
And then we opened the next season
With a new head coach.
Houston's first game,
was at NC State.
that one didn't go well either.
No.
I think the game before that was the Mo game, which
Yes.
was just a complete anomaly.
Right.
So-
Because the Blackwell game was the first time Doran had beaten NC State. I'd beaten East Carolina.
Right, and ECU had a long winning streak against
And
the
that
Pac.
game was added to the schedule at the end of the year. That wasn't even supposed to be a
That was the
scheduled
what,
game.
Virginia Tech?
West Virginia Tech game. West Virginia for NC State.
Yeah.
That got the hurricaned. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then even before that, there was a run on the underdog winning. Like I go back to skip times when Daniel Evans came in here and State was an underdog and he put up like 500 yards on ECU. And then I don't know what the line was. I can probably grab an old Phil Steele because
Correct.
Ellerbe's got him. That's the only thing he has in his office, which is a great thing to have. If you're only going to have one thing, a stack of Phil Steele magazines is the thing to have.
I got a stack of Phil Steele magazines this tall.
That's how he gets guys to hang out with him in his
Yeah,
office. Hey, what you got in there, Phil Steele?
There's always usually a 40-year-old man lurking around my office.
But that Russell Wilson Magazoo, which
Yep.
Chandler said, interception. You had that game. There was a run on the underdog winning.
I
those
think
games.
when the Andre Brown game,
ECU's favorite.
Yeah, East Carolina. That was the year East Carolina started off
We were ranked 15th.
and lost in overtime.
3-0.
Then lost the next 3 games.
Yeah,
Virginia.
lost to Houston and Virginia.
Yeah.
A wild, wacky year that year. Of course, some people say if Quentin Cotton was playing, would have won those games. I don't know if that's true, but lost him in that Tulane game and kind of went downhill from there.
Yeah. I was at the NC State game, the famous 87 game, when the fence came down. You know?
Yeah, that was before my time, but that one that put a damper on the
That's
scheduling.
when Jim Valvano canceled the series. And, it was, East Carolina took a lot of the blame. I think NC State football, the way they played, probably should have taken a majority of the blame that game. But and there was a lot of other people on the field that were not East Carolina fans that it turned out being local high school folks. But that was a different time back in the day, in the 80s. I went to a bunch of those games growing up in Raleigh at Carter Finley Stadium.
I hadn't even mentioned this one in Ellerbe. This was a great addition to our conversation last week about statues. Larry Shannon. That was against State, right?
Yes.
Towel game.
Charlotte.
Hadn't even mentioned that one. Scott Harley.
Scott Harley. The
running
running
all
back.
over the pack. So
That was a beatdown. Of course, another Charlotte, East Carolina, NC State game was the John Thompson yellow jersey game.
I was at that game.
Do you
I
remember
put
that?
that one out of my memory.
Yeah, that was the game that we were like, all right, let's do it. We were trying to get fired up for the troops one more, and it just was like,
ECU blocked a field goal or something, had an early lead, and was like, is this really going to happen? And then
I don't remember much positive happening in that game. I would have to go back.
find the box score.
Yeah, definitely find the box score. I remember sitting in Charlotte, it being cold, overcast, maybe even raining, but there was not much to stand up and cheer about. I remember sitting there being like, this was not a good idea. This was not a well use of time and money. But the fandom in me, we all went with great hope, and it was just never going to happen. So
at NC State at that time had the D line of Mario Williams, Manny Lawson, John McCargo, all these NFL guys.
Oh, they just shredded
and made our offensive line look like a middle school team.
Well, and Desmond Robinson was our quarterback, and he couldn't have been more than 5'8".
Yeah.
I mean, it was just being.
That was that. Well, I guess that would have been the second year of. Was that the first or second year of Pirate Radio?
It was 2004, wasn't it? Because Thompson had already been fired and was going to and coached out the game.
Okay, Skip's first year was 05 then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we did 03, 04 was the John Thompson. He started Pirate Radio in 2003, and a radio station focused on East Carolina athletics, and the football team wins 3 games in 2 years. I mean, John Thompson couldn't have tanked it any worse.
All right.
But
so with 7:07 left to go in the first quarter, NC State scored. And then it says fumble recovery. It was either a block punt or a block kick. East Carolina tied the game at 7.
Oh, wow.
In the first quarter.
And then that was probably it.
I do remember that. And then it got to 45-7 before ECU scored again.
What was the final score?
52-14.
Yeah, I remember a 50 number. That same thing when we kicked the field goal to keep our scoreless streak, or not being shut out streak alive with David Blackwell. That was a 50.
That was a bomb.
Yeah. Who kicked that, by the way?
Jake Verity, right?
Was it Verity?
I believe.
Okay.
To end the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doran burned all his time out.
I was in Raleigh for that game, and we were leaving, and as we were walking, we heard, I think ECU's band was there, and we heard the fight song going, and I was like, wait a minute, what do we do? And I found out that I said, hey, at least we didn't get goose egg.
Yeah.
It's good.
I remember being at the press conference with David Blackwell after that, and he handled it with a lot of class.
He was great.
He was put in a very tough spot.
Yeah.
And he did as good as I guess he could, holding that team together and trying to put together something out there, because we were shredded with injuries, and I'm sure no one really wanted to play at that point either. There's so much chaos around this program and that, and all the stuff going on. It was just, I couldn't imagine what the program, if the transfer portal had been as popular then as it is right now, how many players, it might have been like a COVID bowl situation where players were just opt out not to play. We might not have had enough players to play.
Holton did not play that game. Reed Herring started at quarterback for East Carolina.
Kingsley Affetti went in, I remember, too.
Yeah.
And I think Cade Norman even came in and played there for a while.
Sign guy?
Yeah.
And Uber driver.
Tyler Snead did not play in that game to allow him to get an extra year, so we get him back for next year.
That was a big point of contention. I do remember that. Yeah,
he's not coming back next year.
Well, I don't think it really would have mattered much if he'd have played in that NC State game.
But no, that was like, we were looking for talking points that week. That was one of them. The other one was who's going to be our coach, and then was it like a day or 2 days after that, Ellerbe, we had Mike Houston and Gilbert package deal.
It seemed like it moved along.
I think it was that weekend.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was the next day. I think it was a Sunday when we got that news. So, and here we are now. So, we come a long way since then. Remember the ECU NC State game, Houston's first game. I don't remember a lot about it, but I remember they drove right down the field and we're going to take the lead. And did they fumble?
Yes.
They ended up not scoring. I think it was a fumble.
It was a great first drive. I remember thinking, like, man, this is
Pirate football, baby.
Hey, Pirate football is back. Offense is clicking on all cylinders. And then the fumble there at the goal line kind of dampened the feeling there. So
anyway, these two teams meet on the Diamond tonight. Did not expect a 2-0 game the first time these two teams met, but that's exactly what we got. Low-scoring game. If you look at NC State scores, they play football scores in baseball. A lot of runs scored, a lot of runs given up. I'm expecting more runs tonight, although we talked to C.J. Mayhew yesterday. He says it's going to be another low-score game. Of course, that's what you want a pitcher to say, I think.
Well, NC State has that one dude on their team that's like Parker Bunch. All he does is hit dingers, right?
Tommy White, a.k.a. Tommy Tanks.
Yeah. He's just hitting bombs up there as a freshman.
And we
got like 9 home runs in the first 7 games of the year.
We got Zach Agnos. They said he was going to hit 3 home runs this week.
And then
3 this week?
Yeah.
And then I said he predicted that, and then I said that you would have one tonight, Saturday, and then Sunday.
I just heard the part about him saying John Stamos would be him in a movie, and then y'all moved to the 70s show guy.
Well, yeah, that was a weird transition. Also, Mario from Super Mario Brothers.
No, Mario Lopez.
I know. I had fun with the players yesterday asking. Should we ask Ellerbe that list of questions?
Jake and Zach.
Yes,
Jake,
yes.
Can you grab it? It should be on that calendar.
Jake and Zach could be Mario and Luigi, though.
Jake and
I got it.
We get them some red and green hats.
Will you quit saying yeah and grab that sheet?
Did you
Jalen?
hear Chandler? He's so involved. Like
Yeah.
You think what are the odds of him bringing you the questions,
Yeah.
or he's going to sit there and ask them?
And while you're waiting on that, a quick Buccaneer Music Hall
Thank you, buddy.
scoreboard update brought to you by the Buck.
The Buck.
Pirates, thank you. Pirates are up 7-1 in the bottom of the fourth. Runner on second and 2 outs
All right.
for the Pirates.
I was going to say, since we did it with Troy, we have to do it with Jonathan.
Yeah, there you go.
Who did Troy say would play him in the movie? I missed that.
Well, Chandler got to Paul Giamatti, which I can't believe Troy agreed with.
Oh, wow.
But he said, okay, I can see that.
I would have gone with John Malkovich.
Yeah, bald guy. You just think the guy from The Shield, Michael Chiklis, bald guy. Who did Troy say? I can't remember now.
Telly Savalas?
Who's that?
Kojak?
Yeah,
Before your
Did-
time?
a little bit. I
Did-
know.
did-
Yeah,
Didn't
sorry.
he settle with Giamatti?
Yeah, but I can't remember the first guy he said. Anyway, Bryce and Worrell had a great one because somebody had sent him a picture of young Patrick Swayze and Worrell.
Dude,
They both had like the bright eye, but the hair was like exact.
it's scary.
It was really, really strange. All right, Ellerbe. Seemed like a pretty brave guy, but what are you afraid of?
What am I afraid of? That's a good question. I don't like, not a big fan of snakes. Just not a big fan
Popular
of
answer.
I'm with you.
just snakes, and not a big rodent guy either. Rats.
Yeah.
I mean, I just find them kind of. My daughter had a little miniature hamster one time, and I struggled a lot to hold that. I mean, it was like,
You held it?
yeah, like
I
you
wouldn't hold it.
put it in your, you know, make a big cup, hold it in your hands. I mean, it was.
What an odd pet, though, right?
Yeah, I was like really tried to do all I could to talk her out of it.
It's cool when they run in the ball. Do they do that? Like,
Yeah, we
that's
did that
fun.
a few times, and then
You were over it?
but I mean, honestly, it stayed in the cage, obviously a lot. My daughter ended up not ever playing with it that much, and then I ended up being like the caretaker for the little thing. And the little thing only lives for like 2.5 years, and then
Small shelf life.
yeah, one day when I came down, I forget
It was dead.
yeah, it was not moving.
Despite of my rage, I'm still just a rat in a cage. Who said that? Shirley knows it.
Smashing Pumpkins.
That is correct. Well done, Shirley. Ellerbe, what is the strangest thing in your fridge? I bet you got some weird stuff in there.
Strangest thing in my fridge. You know what I really like to keep in my fridge when I go to the store and my kids don't eat them all is do you ever see those trolley candy worms?
Yeah.
They also come in like octopus or whatever.
Yeah.
Are they gummy or are they sour?
They're sour gummies.
Okay.
I like putting those in the fridge.
Interesting.
They're really I don't like eating them just room temperature, but if you put them in open up the top of the bag and put them in the fridge and let them get a little cold.
Now, during jelly bean season, do you keep your jelly beans in
Well,
the
this is
fridge?
the other 364 days, Chan.
By the way, happy belated Jelly Bean Day.
I heard you issuing me an apology the other day.
I'm sorry I didn't say it to you.
It's actually
on the
2
day.
apologies because I had to hang on.
I know. That was bad of
You
me.
Troy D'd me. You promised me something, but you did remember somehow. You must have made a note.
All right, so my dad put peanut M&Ms in the fridge.
Yeah.
Anybody? Those are good.
I don't like peanut M&Ms though. I just like. I mean, if I'm choosing, I'm going regular.
I'm
M&M.
going regular too. I'll eat a peanut M&M.
Shirley, what is wrong with
I'll
these
eat a
people?
peanut M&M before I will ever eat a regular one.
My grandparents, my granddad, they would put ho-hos in the fridge. Do you like your? I don't know. You're not much of a ho-ho guy, judging by your midsection. Do you put stuff like that in the fridge or keep it outside?
Reese's.
Yeah, I always chocolate of any kind. I don't like it room temperature. It has to be cold.
Okay. There you go.
But yeah, my Reese's cups, they have to be practically frozen for me to eat them.
Ellerbe, as a young Ellerbe, what did you want to be when you grew up? Non-media, marketing, advertising related.
I really probably thought I was going to be a baseball player at some point, but
Nobody else did.
you asked what I thought.
You know, it's funny.
My beliefs.
When I had to tell the players this yesterday. I said, okay, non-baseball. And I tell you non-this, and you go to baseball.
Well, honestly, I do remember that I did want to be. My goal was to be Brent Musburger.
Okay.
That was like I always.
You're looking live.
No, like Brent Musburger was the host of CBS. I forget the NFL Today.
So not necessarily play-by-play, but a studio show.
No, he used him and the Greek. Like that's where like I first started knowing who Brent Musburger was.
Okay,
and I thought he had the coolest job in the world.
That is cool.
And I always was fascinated with television, and then more so developed a flavor of radio. But I always thought Brent Musburger had like the coolest job when I was a kid.
When I was a kid, I wanted to be like Jeff Charles, Woody Durham, play-by-play. But now my favorite thing I do at Pirate Radio is the pregame show, which is kind of directing traffic, studio host. Like that's my favorite thing.
Well, no one is lost at that point, and I mean, in the NFL,
it's so upbeat.
Yeah, and the NFL Today at that point was, I mean, it was like because they would go to a few live shots maybe here or there, but they would just talk. I mean, it was just ahead of its time. It was a really cool show. So,
all right, Ellerbe, not a big wrestling guy, but who is your all-time favorite wrestler?
You probably wouldn't guess it, but I always used to think that Jimmy the Boogie Woogie Man was Jimmy. I think his last name was Valiant. Jimmy Boogie Woogie Man Valiant.
The guy Jeff Charles has had on multiple times.
Yeah. I always thought he was like a fascinating character.
Jimmy Boogie Woogie Man.
Yeah.
All right. What did he wrestle? Like, what was
he was on like the Saturday morning when he would go talk to Tony Schiavone.
Okay.
And like where it'd be like 20 people over in the corner of the ring. Did you ever watch those on Saturday mornings? I'm a little bit ahead of you.
A little ahead, but yeah.
What was his gimmick?
He was just he had long blonde hair, and he was just kind of a wild man, and just kind of a hillbilly that would just talk freaking nonsense. I mean, it was great. I mean,
not to love.
I mean, who didn't? I mean, everybody loved the Four Horsemen and Ric Flair.
I like that you went off the radar with it.
Yeah,
that's a good pick.
And the Road Warriors were kind of cool because they had the metal spikes on their shoulder pads.
Yeah.
I mean, there was some like kind of ahead of their time, but the talk of wrestling back then, and honestly, much to kind of like my media side, I always used to like Mean Gene. I always used to thought he had a cool job interviewing the wrestlers and stuff.
Yeah,
just kind of because you'd have this little guy standing there holding the mic up, and then
getting choked by Andre the Giant.
Yeah.
That was Bobby Heenan.
Oh, sorry.
Which I wish I was old enough to appreciate the brain when I was a kid.
The brain, Jimmy Hart had the
Mouth of the South.
And then Jim Cornette had the tennis racket.
Yep.
There's when they had the real managers that would come in and stuff. I mean, it was wrestling was really pretty theatrical, and I remember like the first few WrestleManias and the Saturday nights that they would have
Saturday night main event.
Yeah, they would be real late, and it'd be like a treat to stay up and watch.
I wonder what it's like today. Like, is Hunter or his friends watch wrestling?
I don't think so at all.
Yeah, it's not a thing right now.
I mean, kids. At least my son doesn't watch TV. So
right.
and if wrestling's not on YouTube anywhere, I don't really think they're linked into it.
All right, what actor would play you in a movie?
Maybe y'all can come up with somebody better, but since you said it a little while ago that we could use young X, how about young Harrison Ford?
Okay. Very distinguished gentleman.
Like the Indiana Jones Harrison Ford?
Yeah, how about that?
Okay.
Does that work for you?
I'm fine with that.
Sure.
If I come up with something, who's got your hair? The other guy from the 70s show. Shirley, help me out.
Oh, Topher Grace.
With the hair.
Yeah.
He's got the hair.
Can you mix two guys?
I'll have to Google him
Harrison and then his hair.
Harrison.
Topher Grace, or maybe I just saw his face and now his name.
Somebody yesterday said Jim from The Office.
No, the guy
but
from
Ellerbe could do Jim from The Office.
Michael Cera.
Yeah,
I'll have to Google that up now.
Ellerbe's not as mopey as Sarah though, but he does have the mop.
He does have the mop.
Yeah.
I think that's what I'm correlating as.
You ever seen Arrested Development?
No.
That is a great underrated comedy show that more people need to watch.
Who do you guys have playing you?
Hey, another guy from Arrested Development. You're kind of Bateman-ish. Jason Bateman. Yeah, I'm a big Bateman fan.
I liked him in the Ozarks.
I would be probably Jonah Hill. Got to think Chunky, right?
Tommy Boy. Chris
Farley would be great. I would be honored. I guess Belushi going way back.
Yeah.
Intern Allie asked me this question. I had
Jack
to
Black.
think.
I'll go Jack Black. I like Jack Black. Sorry.
I like Jack Black too. For you,
All right, go ahead.
I'm going to go no glasses. Seth Rogen
For me?
for me.
Yeah.
Oh, for you.
I could
Yeah.
see that.
Yeah.
I see that.
All right.
Because she showed me a picture of Seth Rogen, but he had glasses, and I said, find one without glasses, and it was, I think, spot on.
All right.
There you go. Dead ringer.
If you could go to any country in the world this weekend, where would you go?
I would go to the Grand Caymans.
All right. Hey, I had that answer ready to go. Ellerbe, as a man of discipline, of principle, what is your worst habit? Loving too much?
Just caring too much.
Winning the day too much.
Yes, my worst habit is
You are very, like, on schedule, particular. A guy like you does probably not have a lot of bad habits.
I mean, there's occasional where, I'll go off the deep end and eat really bad.
Oh, get out of here.
But,
Shut
which,
up.
I mean, it's I'm trying to think what's a really bad habit I have.
Using too many cliches?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think. I mean, this would be a better question for my family. They'd probably be able to list.
At the Ellerbe roast, we'll ask this one.
Yeah, next time you see.
When Hunter's in, I'm gonna ask these questions about you.
Yeah,
too.
he would probably say that I'm mean, unfair.
Doesn't let me eat Taco Bell.
I like to go to bed early. That would be a bad, So who knows?
Let's see. I think Mully might be chiming in with something here. Nope, don't have anything. And have you ever sang karaoke?
Yes, probably. Yes.
What would be your song if you had to sing one this weekend?
I think if I did one, I might have done Journey. Don't Stop Believing.
Absolutely, baby.
Yeah.
A duo.
The
right
default.
here.
I don't know if I do a duo.
Wow. Get out of here, buddy.
I mean,
I was thinking we could do one at the kickoff party.
yeah, I would probably let the band handle all that, Chandler. We want people to stay. I don't think I would be worth listening to. Are you saying you're really good at it?
I'm solid.
Is it?
I could see
Have
that.
you heard Chandler?
I have not, but he is.
I get the crowd involved, and it doesn't really.
Is that your
heard him
go-to
sing.
song?
That's my answer. That was my answer yesterday.
What do you got, Clip?
Rocket Man.
Wow, that's a long one.
Elton John. Yeah. I'm an Elton John guy.
Elton John's good karaoke.
Let's Bud Light, ECU report, Ellerbe, Pirates packed tonight in baseball. Football, not much going on. Did add a receiver through the transfer portal from Duke to help out the offense. Basketball, Mike Schwartz still adding players. And I think, I shouldn't even say that, but to play next year, you have to be in the transfer portal by May the 1st. I think Brandon Johnson, R.J. Felton, those guys from last year, we're going to at least have a returning core to go along with all these new faces in basketball.
Yeah.
But we'll see by the end of the weekend.
Have you released your official statement on Suggs to UCF?
I'm going to remember the good times, but I will never root for any player in a UCF jersey. That includes Brandon Suggs, my own daughter.
Wow.
Wow.
Lily Brock
Skip Carey.
gets the air clap. Don't touch them together, huh?
Yeah.
I cannot wait to be in Section 213 with you next year.
I'm not going to boo him. But I know fans will. Every time he touches the ball, there's going to be boo birds. I'm going to cheer for my team, but I'm not going to root in any way, shape, form, or fashion for Brandon Suggs.
You won't acknowledge him, or
No, when they announce the starting lineups, I'm going to cover my ears and turn my back.
if he fouls out against the Pirates, will you cheer?
Yeah, because that'll be something good for ECU happening.
Okay, but nothing like if he misses a free throw, you won't cheer.
Yeah, I cheer every opposing team's missed free throw.
Okay.
What I will not do is boo him when he touches the ball. If you do, I understand why, but I don't know. I'm not much of an opposing team boo guy.
When
anyway.
UCF comes to Greenville, if I got a big fat head of you to stand behind the basket, would you like wave it when he's at the free throw line and say, "Remember me"?
Can I just sit in my seat and watch the game?
No, I want to put like a captain hat on you. With the big.
Do you remember the good times?
A
The
big
sailboat is over. It's done. It's sank. It's over. Done.
So if he'd have gone to FAU, it would have been a little. You wouldn't have bothered you.
No, in fact, if he'd have gone to like St. Bonaventure, I would have rooted for him.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't root for any UCF players. So there you go. There's my official statement.
I got you.
Ellerbe, thanks for hanging out.
Hey, enjoyed it. See you next week.
Jake Washer on tap. Cory Smith from Pack Pride going to join us. Matt Davis to talk some minor league baseball. Bryce Williams. That's the lineup for the rest of the show. Jake Washer, fresh off a walk-off home run, joins us when we return after this.
I can't think of anyone who doesn't love a clean car, but how often do you actually go to the car wash? Does it take too long, or maybe it's just not a very nice place? Tommy's Express changes everything. Our wash is bright, inviting, clean, and fast.
I love the flat conveyor belt. So easy to pull onto, much smoother ride, and safer for my car.
And when you join Tommy Club, you can wash as often as you like for one low monthly price.
I save money and time.
We're Tommy's Express.
At the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Red Banks Road, Greenville.
Hello, Eastern North Carolina. If you're looking for a great place to work with competitive pay and advancement opportunities, Pitt County Schools is hiring. We employ over 3,000 people, and we're one of the largest employers in Pitt County. Pitt County Schools is currently seeking teachers, bus drivers, school nutrition personnel, facility staff, custodians, clerical staff, and more. We offer advanced leadership opportunities for our educators and competitive pay for our skilled labor force. Come work for a diverse, thriving school system and be an important part of ensuring success for the students of Pitt County who are the future of Eastern North Carolina. To fill out an application, visit our website today at pittschools.org. That's pittschools.org, or go directly to our job postings at bit.ly/PCS employment. That's bit.ly/PCS employment. Pitt County Schools, engaging, empowering, and elevating every student and every staff member every single day.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Avoid the long check-in lines and congestion at the big airports and fly local at PGV. Fast, convenient, and close to home, PGV has more American Airlines flights. Book today at aa.com. PGV, where the Pirates fly.
Hey Pirate fans, this is Coach Cliff Godwin. The physicians at Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center have been caring for our athletes at ECU for more than 35 years. Whether it's treatment for our sports injury or it's time for that joint replacement, Orthopedics East provides the latest in operative and non-operative orthopedic care, physical therapy, and diagnostic testing. For experienced and professional services, call the team at Orthopedics East at 252-757-2663 or visit them online at orthoeast.com. Go Pirates!
Warren's Hot Dog Pizza, homemade lemonade.
Hey Pirate Nation, Warren's now has 2 locations, in Greenville across from Ron Ayers Motorsports and the Chocowinity location next to the fire department. Stop in today for hot dogs, pizza, subs, apple and peach turnovers, homemade lemonade, and breakfast in Chocowinity featuring homemade cheese, ham and chicken biscuits, plus sausage dogs and more. Warren's Hot Dogs. Want some? Get some. Go Pirates!
Pirate fans, the 2022 football season is going to be one for the record books. East Carolina is coming off a 7-win bowl season, and 2022 is shaping up to be even better. The Pirates need you to pack Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium this fall with a great home slate that includes in-state rival North Carolina State. The American Conference schedule features home games against UCF, Memphis, Houston, and Navy. Season tickets are on sale for as low as $125. Get your tickets today by visiting ECUPirates.com.
University PC Care has been the Pirate Nation's go-to IT expert since 2006. Your office deserves a proactive tech support approach instead of always reacting to issues after the damage is done. You need BizCare. BizCare tech support and cybersecurity plans keep you ahead of potential issues and much safer from cyber threats like ransomware. What's at your office? Call William today to schedule your free BizCare consultation or learn more at universitypccare.com.
What's up? This is Bryce World, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by University PC Care, your local tech support experts for all your personal and business needs. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Are you in outside sales and looking for an opportunity to increase your earning potential? Well, CopyPro has been in Eastern North Carolina for over 45 years and continue to grow each year, and they are in need of more sales professionals with a desire to potentially make a six-figure income. Do you have what it takes? Visit copypro.net today to submit your resume and to learn more. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Rock.
Alrighty, back with you here on Pirate Radio Live. We've got some guests coming up. We'll get to one right now. Former Pirate catcher, now with the Chicago Cubs organization, playing with the South Bend Cubs, and what a weekend he had, and what a game he had on Sunday. Jake Washer, a walk-off bomb, and we'll talk to him now right here on Pirate Radio Live. Jake, welcome back to Pirate Radio. How you doing, man?
Doing great. Thanks for having me.
Great to catch up with you, and congratulations on an awesome performance on Sunday, Jake, where you hit a couple bombs, including a walk-off home run, and had the other hits along the way as well. So what went right for you Sunday? You were feeling it.
I was staying the ball well, and it was the first game I had behind the plate, and it was just a really nice day. It was supposed to rain all day, and rain missed us, so overall it just became a really great day.
No doubt, and I saw the celebration, and Jake, as you go on throughout your career, it seems like minor league baseball, yeah, you're a team, you're playing a team game, but everybody is trying to individually get better to get that call up. So you lose some of the team aspect, but man, your guys were running out on the field. You had a great celebration at home plate. What is that like, Jake, where you're trying to get better individually and break away from that team, but at the same time celebrate as a team and be a team on the field?
Right, so everyone has their own individual interest, but at the end of the day, we're all baseball players and we all love competing and winning, so you can all see that winning never gets old, and we all still enjoy doing that. So whenever something like that happens, we all get excited and happy about it.
Jake Washer joining us, playing currently for the South Bend Cubs. How much do you enjoy South Bend and really this minor league lifestyle overall, Jake?
It's become a lot better. So they provided us with housing this year, and our amenities and where they have us staying is absolutely awesome. And they treated us right this year, and so far it's been a great experience. South Bend's a good town with a pretty passionate minor league baseball fan base, so we sell out pretty good games, and they get rowdy and excited, so it's fun.
And as far as taking care of minor league players, is that connected to the collective bargaining agreement, or does that not have anything to do with that? What about that, Jake?
The housing was before the agreement.
Okay.
So this had been put in place sometime last year before the season had started and before the lockout.
10-4. Talking to Jake Washer. He joins us, former Pirate catcher, now a catcher on the South Bend Cubs. How about the season so far, Jake, and how things are going for you? You said this was your first game behind the plate, so how much activity have you gotten during games this year?
So I've played, I believe, 2 or 3 games at first base, and then I've DH'd 1 game. So I'm getting decent at bats, playing 2 to 3 times a week, so getting in there as much as I can and experimenting with a new position. It's been pretty fun.
When's the last time you played first base before this year?
Probably 2018 college summer ball.
Okay. And do you feel comfortable over there?
It's getting better. Still learning this and that, but it's coming together, and I'm getting decently better at it. So.
What's the with the schedule? I guess you get a lot of Mondays off. So what's the schedule like for you? What do you do on a day off?
Well, around here we have a very nice golf course. We get a discount to that we like to take advantage of. So weather wasn't too great today, so I didn't go out there. But yeah, our games are Tuesday through Sunday with every Monday off. So you get to plan out pretty much what you want to do.
Talking to Jake Washer. Jake, the Chicago Cubs, the big league team, got off to a good start. Lost over the weekend to Pittsburgh, but playing pretty good. Got the new Asian import that's killing it right now, Suzuki. How much do you follow what's going on at the big league level?
I follow it pretty well. I know they just won 21-0
Yeah.
or whatever the score was the other day. So they have a good team right now up there. Good arms, and Suzuki's been everything he's been talked about. So it's been cool to watch.
Yeah, he's been awesome, and as always, the crowd has been awesome at Wrigley Field. Sounds like that trickles down to the folks there in South Bend. Jake, how much are you keeping up with what the Pirates are doing these days?
I've been watching mostly their games happen while we play, so I don't get to watch, but I look on Twitter and see how they're performing, and seems recently they've been doing better, been picking it up, so always root for them.
Yeah, and then you were a part of those teams. It seems like, Jake, when conference play rolls around, that's when the Pirates, it's their time to shine. They lost a series for the first time over the weekend since 2018, Jake. That's a crazy stat.
Yeah, and I know my second year, I believe it would have been 17 was one of our down years, and then since then it's been on the rise, and then hit some speed bumps this year, but Cliff has a good team, the resilient group, and they know how to bounce back and play in big games when it matters.
Jake Washer joining us. East Carolina taking on NC State today, and then back home this weekend. Cincinnati will be in town for a 3-game series. And Jake, how about you as far as, how are you different at all compared to when we saw you playing at East Carolina? Have you changed your swing? You do anything differently, or is it just kind of perfecting what you had already done before?
There's a lot that goes into it. Obviously, the pitching continually gets better. Guys are throwing harder, so learning how to hit that compared to some college games where you didn't face it every day. And then catching-wise, just big portion of it is receiving and getting borderline pitches called strikes, so that's been a big emphasis since I was already good at blocking and throwing the ball, so that's been pretty much my main focus recently.
How much are all the computers and analytics used at the minor league level, Jake? Is all that stuff readily available to you when you want to see it?
Yes, every at-bat, pretty much every play during the game broken down, video clips sent to your phone whenever you want them. Cool.
Well, how do you balance just going out there playing a game like you did in Little League and Babe Ruth in high school, and also using all that technology to your advantage? You don't want it to, overcrowd your brain, but how do you balance that?
I don't really pay much attention to it. I usually know when I hit a ball hard and when I don't. Things like that, so I tend to not care too much about it. From a pitching standpoint, I feel like it's more important.
Right.
Knowing what their pitches do and how hard they're throwing and stuff like that.
Jake, we keep up with what all you guys are doing in the minor leagues, and Shirley Rhodes does a great job of it. Every now and then, former intern Macon will help us out with that. But have you come across any Pirates during your minor league games travels so far?
Not yet, but Bryant Packard's in West Michigan, and we do play them later this year, and Lake County is where Gavin Williams is.
Yeah.
And I guess Peoria, where Francisco is, so
nice.
Have an opportunity to play them at some point this year.
Yeah, Pirates scattered all over the place. Good to see Pack hit a bomb, his first one of the season over the weekend. And I don't know if you've been following Gavin, Jake, but his numbers have been awesome here early.
Yeah, I've seen that. He's been dicing.
Good deal. Jake Washer joining us today on Pirate Radio Live. What's the schedule like this week for the South Bend Cubs, Jake?
We're headed to Quad Cities tomorrow morning. That's in Davenport, Iowa. About a 4-hour trip. Head out pretty early and get there just enough time to get loose and play a game. The weather doesn't look too bad, so it should be a decent week.
Good deal. Keep up the great work, Jake. Good to catch up with you, man, and we'll talk to you again down the road.
Thanks, Cliff. Good talking to you.
Jake Washer joining us today on Pirate Radio Live, South Bend Cubs, and playing some first base, some DH, and was behind the plate where we're used to seeing him on Sunday when he dropped a couple of bombs, including the walk-off shot. We had that video for you on our social media accounts at Pirate Radio. Take a time out, come back. We'll see what the folks are saying on the Facebook live chat. And Chandler, Miami and Atlanta is off the board right now. You cannot currently bet on that game. Do you know why?
Is the game no longer available?
Well, I mean, they're going to play the game.
Oh, they are going to play?
But there's a big injury. Jimmy Butler out. Yeah.
What?
If you got Miami early, you might be struggling. Did you take the suggestion I said earlier today?
No, I
okay,
didn't.
good.
I didn't. I did not.
Well, I did.
I think Miami can still get it done.
They're going to be without Jimmy Butler. Right knee inflammation.
Oh, the inflammation.
The old RKI for JB. So we'll talk playoffs later on in today's show, and more. We'll wrap up hour one when we return after these words.
Temperatures are in the low 30s at 10 a.m., increasing sharply to 75 degrees by 1 p.m., and then dropping into the teens by 10 p.m. So before you go to work, put on some gloves, pack some shorts, and a parka. That should cover you for the day.
Your heating and cooling take a beating. Guarantee your system is ready when you need it. Call Delcor. Buy a new train system and make no payments until 2023. It's hard to stop a train. With inflation and high gas prices, you don't need another payment. So buy this month and make no payments until 2023. Delcor, the service professionals.
We have some exciting news at Angel Oak Home Loans. This is Talbot Green, and I would like to introduce you to the newest member of our team, Braxton Green. I've known Braxton his entire life because he's my nephew. He is also a recent ECU graduate and has lived in Eastern North Carolina his entire life.
This is Braxton Green, and I'm looking forward to working with you with your next home loan or refinance. Give us a call at Angel Oak Home Loans today at 751-2060.
NMLS 1719250, Equal Housing Lender.
The Wood Ducks are back at Granger Stadium this upcoming week versus the Carolina Mudcats, April 26th through May 1st. Join us for Thirsty Thursdays with $1 natty lights, Friday night post-game fireworks, Saturday giveaway of a 5th season pint glass, and $1 bring your dog to the ballpark on Sunday. Go online to get your tickets in advance at woodducksbaseball.com or at the box office the day of the game. Hope to see you at Granger Stadium all weekend cheering on the Wood Ducks. Go Woodies!
Pirate fans, get ready for a winning season and team up with Quality Equipment, your local John Deere dealer and proud sponsor of the ECU Pirates. When you do business with us, you'll get things done right. We're proud to offer a large selection of new and used John Deere equipment, a fully stocked parts department, and a highly trained staff who is here to support you throughout the life of your equipment. So get quality done right before every ECU game day and visit QualityEquip.com.
This isn't your regular cola, so this isn't your regular cola ad. No beach parties or family barbecues here, just Nitro Pepsi, the first cola ever infused with nitrogen. So forget everything you thought you knew about soda, because that nitrogen gives us a whole new experience. Think an infusion of smaller bubbles for a cola that's got a lighter, smoother texture. And don't get me started on the pour. You don't pour this like any other cola. We're talking turn the can completely upside down and watch as those bubbles cascade into the glass to create a frothy, luxurious foam topping. Can your cola do that? I didn't think so. Unless you've got your own Nitro Pepsi, in which case cheers to your great taste. Because you already know that the only thing better than the pour is the unapologetic cola taste. What else is there to say? From the creamy foam to the smooth texture to its unbelievably delicious flavor, this is cola like you've never had it before. Time to bring your taste buds to the next frontier. New Nitro Pepsi. Smooth, creamy, delicious.
Hey, Troy here with my buddy Cam from Tailgate Classics, the only vintage store here in Greenville selling all types of cool stuff. Cam, you got something new for folks too that just hit.
Yes, sir. If you guys have had some good times back in the 90s at some of your favorite places like Grog's, The Elbow, and tons of other old businesses, we're doing a retro line of t-shirts that are available now.
Fantastic. So if you enjoyed hanging out at those places, now you can wear the gear. How can folks find you online too?
That's shoptailgateclassics.com or come see us in person at 304 Evans Street.
The icy treat that can't be beat is Sparky Snowballs. From big kids to little kids, Sparky Snowballs has been making smiles happen for over 20 years. If you're not in the mood to chill out with a snowball, Sparky's funnel cakes and fried Oreos are a perfect Sparky-licious treat every time. Are you having an event, party, or fundraiser? Call Sparky's to come on site. Remember to follow Sparky's on Facebook or visit SparkySnowballs.com to see where they'll be next.
To me, yo ho, it's Pirate Radio. Pirate Radio.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by University PC Care, your local tech support experts for all your personal and business needs. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. For the latest breaking news, interesting stories, and awesome contests that can make you a winner, be sure to follow Pirate Radio on our various social media platforms. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at PR927FM. Join the over 55,000 followers today. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Brock.
Alrighty, back with you here on Pirate Radio Live, wrapping up hour number 1. Coming up in hour 2, Cory Smith from Pack Pride. We'll talk some NC State baseball, get you ready for tonight's game. Also, look at what's happening with Kevin Keats and Pack Hoops, and also Dave Doran and NC State football. So that's coming up at 4 o'clock. Matt Davis will he called some Ronald Acuna Jr. action last week as the voice of the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp. So we'll talk some minor league baseball, Acuna, and more with Matt Davis later on in the show. And Bryce Williams will join us. We'll go Pirate Radio Outdoors. We'll talk a little NFL draft, and we will play. I don't have a title for it. Do you know your former teammate's voice? That's a long title. We need to shorten that down.
Guess that voice.
Guess that voice with Bryce Williams. There you go, Chandler. Thank you, sir. So all that coming up later on in today's show. Shirley Rhodes, let's get a quick look at the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard presented by Dub Buck. What's going on?
Can I say it?
Yeah.
Dub Buck.
What's going on in ECU softball?
ECU is currently leading 8-1 in the bottom of the 6th. Runners at second and third, only one out.
Thank you very much for that update.
On the what?
Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard presented by Dub Buck.
Dub Buck.
We are still waiting to see what the line will be for tonight's game between the Heat and the Hawks. Jimmy Butler is out, so that game is currently off the board. 2 other games tonight in the playoffs. Memphis, a 6-point favorite over Minnesota. That one in FedEx Forum. And can the Pelicans take their show back on the road and take the lead in the series with the Phoenix Suns? What about a story? Phoenix, a 6.5-point favorite at home tonight against the Pelicans. Last night, say goodbye to those bums from Brooklyn.
The Brooklyn Bums.
They are donezo. Boston, man, I love the Celtics team. They got the toughness with Marcus Smart. They got the star power with Tatum and Brown. They're a good bunch, Chandler.
And they're a good bunch.
They're a good bunch.
And they work their freaking tails off.
They actually do. They will play. They will lock you down on defense.
Led by Defensive Player of the Year, Marcus Smart.
Yeah.
Now, he did punch a guy in college, but hey, let's forget about that.
Did he?
At Oklahoma State, yes, he did.
Who? You mean the fan?
No. Marcus Smart went in the stands and punched the fan while at Oklahoma State.
Why? Okay, I said you mean the fan, and you said no. That's exactly what you were talking about.
Oh, I thought you asked if the fan punched him.
No. Did he punch a fan?
I swear I thought he did.
I think now he had a fan interaction. I do remember that. But I don't know if he necessarily, I don't think he punched a fan.
Okay, maybe. I'm thinking of LeGarrette Blunt.
Okay, I don't know.
No, he punched a player. Okay,
no, hold on.
Dang it.
Stop.
Sorry.
All right. I'm thinking of Marcus Smart punching a fan in a college basketball on a court. No, wait. I'm thinking of an entirely different sport and another opposing player on a blue football field because it was Boise State.
Okay. No, he definitely got into it with the fan.
I know, he did.
All right, he pushed him. Pushed, punched. What's the difference?
I'll show you during the break.
And a quick Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard update. East Carolina wins it 9-1.
Way to go, Pirates. Pull out the winks.
Wink it.
Wink it up.
Time
Wink it
to
up.
wink.
Chandler, you were right about something yesterday. Do you even know what you were right about?
No.
You said the Raptors would beat the Sixers last night.
Yes, sir.
you nailed it.
I knew that.
And they blew them out. And now people are starting to, you're starting to hear the whispers. Doc Rivers. TikTok Doc. He is known as a choker.
He's a choker.
Is he going to blow a 3-0 series lead?
Will he do it?
They go back to Toronto.
3-1 now.
Raptors trying to make it's 3-2 now, sir.
Is it 3-2? I'm sorry.
It's 3-2. Yep. And the Mavericks absolutely manhandled the Jazz last night.
Doncic.
I think the Mavericks are better. No, they're not.
Are you going to do that again?
But when Luka's off the court and Brunson goes to work, they are a lot more fun to watch. I'll say that. But no, they're not better without Luka.
You did that a few years ago with Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah. Turns out the Panthers aren't good with or without him.
There you go, bud.
Like U2 once sang, with or without you. They can't live with or without him. Panthers, you excited for the draft?
I'm very excited about the draft. I'm excited about the party that I'm going to.
You got some prop bets. Gonna have a fun night.
Yeah, so I'm waiting for those prop bets to come in.
Yeah.
But the uncertainty of the draft, really in general, but for the Panthers, I mean, in my mind, it's either a left tackle or it's a quarterback. Now, you could kind of name one person for each group, like say left tackle, we're going to go with Evan Neal, or at quarterback we're going to go with Malik Willis. The thing is that if we go with the left tackle, you don't know who's going to be there. Even yesterday I saw where Evan Neal was the number one pick. Now, Evan Neal has bounced around in the top 10 all the way from 1 to 8.
Well, I read, and like you say, you read like a new comment every day. But I saw one yesterday that said, and I don't know who said it. I thought it was somebody from the Panthers, maybe. But the Cross, what's his name? Is it?
Chris Cross. No,
Charles.
No, Charles Cross. Yeah, that's him.
Why do you keep saying I say the correct thing and you keep saying no? You've done it twice this segment.
Did I say no right there?
Yes.
No.
You see I just said yes.
Yeah. How do you do that?
Anyway.
Yeah, Charles Cross. I know.
But I saw where he's the best tackle prospect.
So much
in
uncertainty.
Years. Yeah.
With the like I said, with the draft in general. So and. When it comes to the Panthers, I really don't know. If I had to put money on it, I say we go with a quarterback. You take one of those quarterbacks there.
A cube.
But who's that quarterback? You don't. It's just I can
small
say
hands Pickett.
It could be Pickett. It could be Willis. Or it could be. I mean, I could just see it right now. Corral coming out of nowhere. Panthers coming out and picking Corral at 6.
We still got 2 days to talk, but I do, and we need to take a break. But I want to ask, would there be a name read at 6 that would really make you mad, or a name that would really make you happy? I think it's so up in the air right now. You're just kind of going to have the same reaction regardless.
Regardless, right? I mean, and especially with the quarterback situation, I've gotten to where I don't care what quarterback it is, as long as it's a quarterback. But if it's any other position besides a left tackle or a quarterback, you go Sauce Gardner at 6. I'm livid. I'm thinking about
you just
not
went
even
corner
being
last year, so
exactly. And then you lock down Dante Jackson. You went with J.C. Horn last year. No way.
All right.
That Matt Rule has the sense enough to go with another corner.
Okay, why Matt Rule? Is he making the call?
He is basically the deal breaker.
Okay.
In the war room.
Let's do a quick sweep of Facebook Live. Steve Hill says burglary.
Burglary.
A burglary.
Susan Dean says #fire Matt Rule. Anthony Dunn on our previous talk about what you're afraid of. And Tony Dunn says, I'm afraid
I saw this
of Jada Pinkett Smith, Amber Heard, and Miranda Dunn.
His wife.
That is his wife. Greta says, kick that Wolfpack ass. Mike P says, more like Byrie Irving. It's pretty good. Mike P. also said Smart went to the crowd when he was at OSU because of a racial slur. The fan was yelling at him. Okay, I don't know. Trey says DraftKings has the Heat at -4. That's what I have them at my parlay. Mike says, do you think they'll bring back the random fan sitting in a chair when they announce draft picks? If so, will someone please trip Goodell?
That was weird. That was the COVID year, right? Where he had like it was his recliner or like chair that he had in the basement.
Well, they're all back live this year. Like, it's in Vegas.
It was last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's in Vegas this year. And I'm trying to think. Last year, there was people there, but was there restrictions? Or was it just a full-on, like, draft party? But anyway, there's going to be a lot of people there this year, I know, in Vegas partying it up. And I'm not a fan. I'm sorry. I'm not a fan of whether it's a fan that they select or a former player. I'm not a fan of that. Just let the commissioner do it. I guess I'm just I don't know. I don't like that.
All right.
Get rid of it.
Fine.
Don't do it. Okay?
0. None.
Don't freaking do it. We have a good lunch.
Let's take a timeout. Too much Chandler there at the end of this segment.
What's wrong with that?
When we return,
I'm not talking the rest of the show.
Cory Smith will join us. That's not true.
Let's get out of town.
We'll talk some NC State athletics. Get you ready for Pirates and Pack on the Diamond tonight in Raleighwood. More to go on Pirate Radio Live after this.
Great food, great atmosphere, and great service is Ottavola Market Cafe. Ottavola is simply a restaurant that focuses on that, being a great restaurant. There's something for everyone at Ottavola. The menu offers a variety of great choices like pastas, pizzas, sandwiches, soups, salads, and seasonal rotating selections. Lunch or dinner, Ottavola is always the right call. Call ahead and get Ottavola to go, or stop by the bar for a drink with friends. It's simple. Come and eat at Ottavola Market Cafe, Red Banks Road next to Food Lion, and OttavolaMarket.com. Ottavola, Pirates supporting Pirates.
Hey Chandler, what are you up to tonight?
Jenny, it's Tuesday, and I'm going to go sing with DJ Captain Morgan for karaoke at The Buck.
Well, that sounds like fun. I have to work. Well, what are you up to this weekend?
Well, believe it or not, I'm going to go listen to some live music Friday and Saturday night at The Buck.
Live music all weekend long, really?
Yep, all weekend, and they also have the biggest high-definition screen to watch all the sporting events on Sunday Funday.
I'm going to have to go check that out.
Yeah, just check out The Buck on Facebook or Instagram for all the information. The Buck.
The celebration is on. Save the date for Saturday, May 14th as the town of Farmville celebrates 150 years with a black tie gala from 7 to 11 p.m. Music will be provided by the Raheem Walker Project and dinner will be served. Tickets are $75 per person or $650 for a reserved table for 8. All proceeds benefit the Farmville Chamber of Commerce, and to purchase tickets, call 753-4671. Save the date and enjoy a night out on the town at the Farmville Black Tie Gala Saturday, May 14th.
Join us at Purple Blossom Yoga Studio, Greenville's premier yoga studio, for our wide array of classes, including restorative, power, hot yoga, and more. We even fly into the weekend with our aerial yoga workshops. New to our studio? Check out our special for new yogis. 3 classes for only $30. Check out our website or social media for all the information and up-to-date schedules at Purple Blossom Yoga Studio. Purple Blossom Yoga, where your health and mindset collide and help you transform to a new you.
Be sure to check out David Price Construction for all of your commercial or custom residential renovation and building needs. Run by ECU alumni, David Price Construction specializes in commercial projects, maintenance on facilities, and large-scale residential renovations and additions. Proud to be voted the Remodeler of the Year by the Home Builders Association of Raleigh-Wake County in 2018 and Best Business Commercial Remodel Project winner for 2020. David Price Construction, the proud ECU Home Services partner.
The Rick House is Eastern North Carolina's premier American-style restaurant and bourbon bar. Join us at the Rick House for mouth-watering steaks and made-from-scratch pastas. Check out the 16-ounce cowboy steak or the seafood delight pasta. Join us for our legendary brunch on Sundays from 10 to 2. The Rick House can feed your larger crowds with off-site catering and room for 125 in our adjacent banquet hall. The Rick House, American Provisions and Spirits, 710 Red Banks Road beside the bowling alley in Greenville.
Have you ever seen those exotic aquariums like the guys do in Las Vegas on television? You ever thought about having one of these aquariums in your business? It's more affordable than you think. This is Hal Pruitt with rentafishtank.com. We can make having an aquarium in your business turnkey with no work, cleaning, or hassles for you. Rentafishtank.com creates a relaxing atmosphere and keeps children occupied. Rentafishtank.com already services many dental, pediatric, and doctor offices, plus hospitals and senior living centers. Check us out at rentafishtank.com.
East Coast Grading and Utilities is your source for clearing, hauling dirt, and concrete work. East Coast Grading and Utilities handles all sewer and water issues as well.
I'm David Vaughn. Whether putting in a new subdivision or helping you with any and all of your drainage problems, I can get the job done. Call me at 531-7494.
No job is too big or too small. East Coast Grading and Utilities. Friends helping friends. 531-7494 for East Coast Grading and Utilities.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, W224EI Greenville, WDLX Washington, and W281CH Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by First Bank. Together with our customers, we're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive. Visit the First Bank location on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville for all your personal and business banking needs. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. From sales to service, Greenville Auto World has all of your vehicle needs covered. You can shop all of their inventory now at greenvilleautoworld.net. If you're also looking for someone to service your vehicle, they have a full service and repair facility. They do brakes, oil changes, tires inspections, and they can repair any kind of vehicle. Greenville Auto World, across from Speedway at Bells Fork, and online at greenvilleautoworld.net. Thanks to Tim Sutton and Jim Rogers for their sponsorship of the program. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
All right, Josh Gross going to get the ball tonight for the Pirates to start things out, according to a graphic put out by ECU Baseball. I'm assuming that means he starts if he's the graphic. NC State and ECU tonight in Raleigh, first pitch. We'll talk about that and a lot more right now with Cory Smith from Pack Pride. He joins us on the Pirate Radio Live line to talk Pack baseball and NC State athletics. Cory, welcome back to Pirate Radio. How you doing, man?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you doing, sir?
Doing great, and looking forward to another Wolfpack and Pirate battle, and second one of the season. And I've been saying this all week. I did not expect a 2-0 game the first time these two teams played, and that's because I respected East Carolina's offense more than scoring a goose egg. And I thought NC State would score more runs than two. So it was a pitcher's duel the first time around. We talked to ECU pitcher C.J. Mayhew, who started that game against NC State yesterday, and he said he expects more low numbers, and the Pirate hitters we talked to yesterday expect more runs to be put up tonight, Cory. But how about you? Were you surprised of a low-scoring pitcher's duel the first time these two teams met?
Yeah, I was a little surprised. I mean, I think both teams were kind of in a weird state at that point earlier in the season, and I think they're both kind of still in that state, like still trying to figure things out. As far as the offense, as far as the lineup's concerned, as far as the pitching staff's concerned, and especially with these midweek games, because for NC State, they've kind of been forced into the situation where they've had to move guys that were relievers into starting spots on the weekends, and now having to move guys that they expected to be relievers into in these midweek roles now too, and so it's been, kind of a weird, midweek trial and error for NC State, especially with, Sam Heifel not being in the rotation the last several weeks. They've had to move, some guys up and play them a lot more during the weekend, so they're being a little more safe and cautious as far as their pitching is concerned during the week.
Cory Smith joining us. Cory, the Pack have been in some shootouts, to use a football term. A lot of high-scoring games just over this weekend against Louisville. They lose that series 2-1. They were coming off a sweep over BC before that, and a 13-run performance against High Point. So where is this team right now? I follow a lot of State fans. Seems like they just want more consistency from this baseball team.
Yeah, it's been again, like I said, it's a lot of it's on the the fact that they're having to switch around things with the pitching staff. and that's led to some inconsistencies when it comes to your starting pitching, but also out of your bullpen. And the weird thing about this past weekend was actually that the fact that for NC State it was a lot of reliable guys that they've come to know and trust in when it comes to their bullpen that really struggled. I mean, Baker Nelson got touched up on Friday, and then it was Chris Villeman, the guy that's been Stopper as a year candidate, a guy that's been had not given up more than 2 runs in any outing other than one time earlier on the season. He gave up 5 runs, but outside of that, he's been basically giving up goose eggs over and over again, and he gives up like 6-7 runs in an inning and a third. So and that ended up putting Louisville back in the game on Saturday, and then on Sunday again, they put up 5 runs in the first, give up 4 in the bottom half of the first inning. So it's just been it's been again just a wild run for this NC State pitching staff. In the offense, there's been times where they're not able to put it together, but a lot of times they're able to close out games. They're able to do enough to win games. Obviously, the big story for NC State has been Tommy White. The fact that the way he's played this season. I mean, this past week somehow or another didn't win ACC Player of the Week, but was named one of the National Players of the Week. Went 11 for 18, so he hit 611 overall. 1.444 slugging percentage with 8 RBI over the last 5 games. So, just a really big run for him, and we'll see if that continues on because they've been on the road. They were on the road this past weekend, on the road at High Point last week. This is their first time getting back home in over a week, and they have a chance to do that now. A 6-game homestand for them too, or 7-game homestand actually. So, a big opportunity for them to turn things around. But yeah, I think it's going to have to be the pitching staff that has to figure things out here.
And Cory, a lot of numbers you can go by looking at the Warren Nolan live RPI right now. NC State at 31, East Carolina at 52. Both teams wanting to certainly be higher than that going into the year. But Wolfpack may have some chances here with North Carolina, Duke, Wake Forest on the schedule, and then the ACC tournament still time. But I don't know, how do fans feel right now where they sit as far as postseason play goes?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people see it realistically as right now it's probably sitting around the 2-3 seed line. You have to work to get yourself back into regional talks, but that's what this team did down the stretch last season. I mean, that's what this team has done in the past, and some of the most successful teams under Elliott Avent have typically been teams that get hot late. I mean, obviously, most of the teams across the country, if you're successful, you get hot late, but this is a program that at times has won like their first 20 to 25 games and then couldn't figure it out in postseason play. That's what happened the last time they went to the Greenville Regional. That was a team that I believe started off like 21-3 or something ridiculous like that and just couldn't figure it out at the end of the season. This team is kind of the reverse of that, where they're trying to figure things out. They're still finding a good amount of success. But yeah, I mean, it's, as of right now, you have those 3 series coming up. UNC is going to be at home, and then you go on the road to Duke, a team that's figured their stuff out here lately. They've gone 5-1 in ACC play over the last 6 games, and then a Wake Forest team that you get in Raleigh as opposed to playing at Wake Forest, which is a park where there's a lot of home runs hit. We'll just say that. So we're not going to say anything bad about the park. Apparently, I got a little blown up earlier this year by Wake Forest fans for doing that.
Okay.
My thoughts there about wanting to see Tommy White hit at Wake Forest, but. There's just 3 really good opportunities for them to get back on track before you get to the ACC tournament and try to, at best, try to work your way into, regional spot. At worst, try to be, a number 2 seed in a regional, which is where they found themselves last year as a number 2 seed, the top number 2 seed last year in the Ruston regional, and then work their way into getting to Arkansas and somehow or another knocking off the number 1 team last year. So it's been done before. I think that's where the optimism lies for a lot of NC State fans is hoping to see that really turn around. And again, the question mark right now is not having Sam Heifel in the rotation.
Cory Smith joining us, Pack Pride. And Cory, when these 2 teams meet on the diamond, on the field, or rarely on the court, you'll see red when the games are in Greenville. You'll see purple when the games are in Raleigh. So you'll see some Pirate fans at Doak Field tonight. How about the future of Doak Field, Cory? Is there going to be some upgrades made following this season? Is that right?
Yeah, so they'll start the first phase. I've been told it could be in 2 or 3 phases. I believe it's going to be 3 phases overall. And as from what we were told, they're working on a $15 million project. They announced that plan earlier this year. In recent weeks, they've gotten an additional $2 million from one big booster and another one for another $1 million last week that was given to the program as a gift. So, the plan is, as of right now, to try to work towards that $15 million goal over the next 2 to 3 years, and not only upgrade the outside, what everybody's seeing, and the fan experience and everything along those lines, but also upgrading inside too, because you want your field, you want your facilities to be a recruiting tool, and I mean, if we're being quite honest, it's not right now for NC State. I mean, what Greenville has going on right now is, in terms of the baseball atmosphere and in terms of the setting, I mean, that helps them in a big way in terms of recruiting. For NC State, really the big thing right now is the success of the program. The facilities don't really compare a ton to what the rest of the ACC has to offer. So, it's not only the ACC they're competing with; it's the SEC down south too, where they go to Arkansas last year, and it's called like the cathedral of of college baseball. So that's a place where for NC State, they've really got to boost it, and they put a focus on that over the last year.
Cory Smith joining us. Cory, while I got you here, I want to talk a little hoops and football with you. And where do we sit right now on NC State's basketball roster? Seemed to be a max exodus from Kevin Keats' team following the conclusion of this year, including Terquavion Smith, Baby T, who's testing the draft waters. And look, if he only spends 1 year at NC State, selfishly, I'll be happy with that because I like the local kid, but tough to root for him in that red uniform, as you know, people around here. But where are we at right now with Keats and basketball? And I don't know, are things looking up right now? Because I know it was a few weeks of some bad news regarding the basketball team, right?
Yeah, as of right now, they've got 2 guys that they got as transfer commits last week. In Jarkel Joyner, a kid from Ole Miss that was a veteran point guard. He only has 1 year left to play. Averaged 13.2 points and 3 assists last year for Ole Miss. Was one of their most efficient offensive players and defensive players last year, so they feel really good about him. Needed that at the point guard position, needed somebody with experience, and then they also got a guy in Jack Clark, not the baseball player, a basketball player from LaSalle that's coming in, and he averaged a little over averaged 12 points and about 6 rebounds last year. I got a 6'8" guard that can shoot from outside too, so they feel better about those spots right now. There's still 2 spots they'd like to fill, potentially 3 if a guy like Darion Sebron stays in the draft, which they're expecting him to do. Terquavion's kind of the wild card right now because, as you said, there's a chance that he could stay in the draft. I've seen some people put him, up near the end of the first round. I've seen mostly if people have him in their draft, he's around the 50 to 60 spot, so late second round, mid second round, somewhere along those lines, and then potentially undrafted. But I've also seen a lot of people saying, there's a very good chance that he has a Jaden Ivey type trajectory. A kid from Purdue that could have entered the draft last year, stayed in the draft, went through the process, realized that he had top 15 potential for the next year, and those are guaranteed contracts. Like if you get there, you're not only getting big money, but you're also getting a guaranteed contract. Whereas those aren't offered in the second round. There's a potential you could get it after that, but I mean, that's where the NIL right now is going to play a big part this offseason. And NC State, I know from talking to some people behind the scenes, they're working really hard on an NIL collective right now to try to, put together the funds and put together deals to work on getting some of these kids back. Terquavion Smith is obviously going to be a pretty big target for the collective. And then, moving on to football, too, for the next several months, too.
And man, that's a whole new world, Cory. And we have Stephen Igo on once a week from Hoist the Colors, and Igo does a better job than anyone of covering East Carolina recruiting, and that has now gone into following the portal and who's in there, who's interested in ECU, who's ECU interested in. How much have you changed over these last 2 to 3 years covering that, just as much as covering high school kids now when it comes to NC State athletics?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the month of April is wild now. I mean, because it is, when it comes to recruiting in terms of basketball, it's great because you go to these events, you go see kids, you go get to talk to kids, you have videos put together of them, you can work on, take your time with graphics and really get to know, all right, who is NC State going after, or in Steven's case, like who is ECU going after. When it comes to the transfer portal, it's fast and furious. I mean, it's, especially in terms of basketball. Football, it's like, hey, January is usually hot, December is usually hot, and then, it picks back up after spring camp, and there's other, stragglers that you can go after, sometimes big name players at that point. But, when it comes to basketball, you have to have your name in the portal by May 1st if you want to be eligible for the following year. So all these kids are basically taking 1 month to figure out, all right, do I want to stay at this program? Do I want to move on? So they have to put their name in the portal, and that's going to be a really big portion of this too, because for a guy like Terquavion Smith too, there's been some talk that he could enter his name in the portal. I haven't heard it, as any substantial fact, but there's also the notion of like, hey, he could not return to NC State next year, and it could be, he returns to college basketball. So you have to keep, watching those types of things as well, and it just makes it where you're on the phone constantly with these kids. You're trying to figure out, hey, who's NC State looking at? Who do they have a realistic shot of? How many spots do they still have open now? And it works a lot quicker because it only works in about a month and a half, as opposed to your normal recruiting cycle where you can spend an entire summer or even over a year following these kids and figuring out where they're realistically going.
Good stuff from Cory Smith, Pack Pride, joining us today on Pirate Radio Live. ECU, NC State tonight in baseball, and then coming up, beginning of September, week 1 of the football season, we'll see NC State come to Greenville to take on the Pirates in football. And Cory, are you prepared to live in a world with these high expectations for state football? All of my state buddies are about the same. They hope for the best and expect the absolute worst. So these lofty expectations, how nervous are Pack fans about this football season coming up, even though you're going to have a really good team on the field?
Yeah, it's interesting because as we're talking right now, I'm actually having a Twitter conversation with Brad Crawford, one of our 24/7 Sports lead writers, on the college football side, and he was saying he had NC State lower than most of the other guys on the 24/7 poll that they put together. They put NC State at number 8, their poll, and he said I had them at number 13, and I was like, yeah, I think that's where a lot of NC State fans would like to realistically live heading into the season. They want the respect of, this team has 10 starters on defense returning, along with a lot of depth pieces that got good starting experience last year. I mean, you think about all the injuries NC State had last year. They had, 7-8 starters go down last year and not have them come back, and that was, that led to, a lot of guys getting experience and getting ready for this upcoming year, and then you had all those injured guys coming back. So you now have not only the starters that you expected to be ready last year coming back, but you also have all the depth of the guys that were working behind them and got that experience. And then you also that's just on the defensive side of the ball. On the defensive side of the ball, you have Devin Leary, Devin Carter, Thayer Thomas, all those guys coming back. 4 out of your 5 guys in the offensive line. The only guy you lose, obviously, Ike Ekwonu, a first-round pick, a potential, top 5 overall pick in this upcoming draft. That's a massive loss, but they do feel good about the rotation there. And, that's kind of what I was debating with him was, hey, does NC State deserve the respect? Yes. But have we seen this story before, and have we seen it go south? Yes. So you're kind of living in this world of like, hey, let's just keep it around like the 13 to 17, give them a chance to work their way up into the top 10, and then that would be potentially heading into Clemson, week 5. But obviously they got to get. I mean, we talked about a lot in our podcast. We talked about a lot in our stories, like that week 1 game, that atmosphere that I'm sure is going to be in Greenville with all the expectations for them going into this year, and not getting the national love, not getting the statewide love even for ECU going into this season. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people out there that really want to see ECU knock them off the same way that Virginia Tech team did to UNC to start the season last year. So this is it's a big chance for NC State to go out, get a win early on, and set yourself up, because if you can win in that type of atmosphere, you have a good shot of preparing all of those guys on the roster for what they're going to see in Week 5, which is our next road game against Clemson.
Yeah, the Pirates had the Pac's number for years there, and then, boy, the last couple of meetings, NC State has dominated East Carolina. I think the Pirates, I don't know about win, but will put up a much better showing than they did the last couple of times these two met on the field. And, Cory, you know it. I guess it's more on the Atlantic side than NC State there, or excuse me, on the coastal side than NC State in the Atlantic. But if I give you like 5 chances to pick the ACC championship matchup, you probably wouldn't get it. I don't think anybody would, because every year this thing is wild in football, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, and honestly it's on both sides. I mean, I think a lot of people are going, oh well, Clemson's still the end all be all. They're going to be the best team, but I don't know what their offense is going to look like.
Yeah.
I know their defense is really good. They got a lot of guys back from one of the number 1 defenses in the country last year. But NC State had the number 1 scoring defense in the country last year and lost 6 of their starters by the midway point of the season. So that defense is pretty good too. And then obviously in the Atlantic, you also have teams like Louisville that you don't know what's going to happen. Malik Cunningham comes back. They've got some other guys coming back. You've got Phil Dracovic that's coming back for Boston College. That division is wide open. Obviously Wake Forest, who won it last year, brings back Sam Hartman, loses some pretty key players, but they feel really good about where they are. Then the Coastal is just coastal chaos every year. I mean, so even though you expect, like last year, it was like, oh, well, UNC is going to run away with this thing, and Pitt's going to finish second to last. I think that's where they were picked. I don't even think they were picked in the top 5 in their own division. They go on to win the whole thing and win the ACC last year. So you never know with the Coastal, and I think the Atlantic is just as wide open this year if Clemson doesn't take care of business and figure out their quarterback situation. I know they like where they're at. They like Kate Klubnik. They like DJ Uiagalelei. If he's able to figure out some of his issues, but certainly didn't look like he figured them out in the spring game. So I think this division is just as wide open as it's ever been. And going back to what you were saying beforehand too, I wanted to point out. I think this is the first NC State ECU matchup since probably several years back. I would say probably since the even before the last one in Greenville, Scotty and Dave Doran. I would say this is probably the first one since the early 2010s that both of these two teams have felt good about their rosters and where they're at.
Yeah.
Because that 2017 game or 2016, I think it was 2016. Where Dave Doran week 2 took an L there at Greenville, and then the last one, the last 2 have been one where ECU didn't have a head coach. The next one where they just got, it was the first game with a new head coach.
Right.
You're looking now at probably the best matchup between these two teams, feeling good about their roster, feeling good about their coaching staff since probably right before Dave Doran took over.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I'm thinking back to 2010. That was Russell Wilson overtime game here in Greenville. That was really good. But you're right; these last few matchups have been a little wonky. And that win in 2016, that was when everybody was on board with Scotty Montgomery because he had just started here 2-0, and that was the highlight. Cory, everything went downhill since then, since that Wolfpack win, but win over the NC State Wolfpack. But you're right; it should be a showdown coming up to start this 2022 season. He is Cory Smith. You can follow him on Twitter at @RCorySmith. Head over to Pack Pride. Keep your friends close and enemies closer, so you can know what the enemy's doing. Head over to Pack Pride, check it out. Cory, always great to talk with you, man. We'll reconvene around August, early September, and do it again.
Thanks as always, Cliff. I appreciate it, man.
Thank you. There is Cory Smith, Pack Pride, joining us on today's program. Hopefully Pirates can get one on the Pack tonight and then do the same when NC State comes to Dowdy Ficklin Stadium later this calendar year to play some football. We'll take a timeout. When we return, we'll talk to Matt Davis. Talked to him quite a bit last year as the voice of the Wood Dogs. He is now calling games for the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp. They're the AAA affiliate for the Miami Marlins, and he got to see Ronald Acuna Jr. up close and personal. So we'll talk about that and a lot more with Matt Davis when he joins us on Pirate Radio Live. Re-roll on Hour 2. Back with you after this.
In studio with Jeff Stein from Brown & Wood. What's new, Jeff?
For service, we're doing touchless pickup and drop-offs. So when you pull your vehicle in, we greet you at the car and open the door for you, but we're putting plastic on the seats. We're having a steering wheel cover put on. We even have shift knob covers now this year. And then we have the customer actually drop the key in a baggie, and they're the next one to touch that key when it comes out of the baggie when they pick up their vehicle. So just want to make sure we take care of the customers that voted us number one.
Brown & Wood, your number one dealership in Greenville and the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Hey Pirate Nation, Lindsay Gray here with Carolina Caliber. In 1960, my granddaddy started his firearm business right here in Eastern NC. Still family owned and operated, we have the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and are one of the nation's top firearm dealers. At Carolina Caliber, we have everything you need from hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. We buy, sell, and trade. It's a time-honored tradition. Visit us at Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
The Dickinson Avenue Public House is a lively and diverse restaurant in Greenville that utilizes fresh and local ingredients. With influences of Creole, Asian, and upscale Southern cuisine, the Dickinson Avenue Public House offers a seasonally rotating menu and a full-service bar with rotating craft brews on tap. Come to the intersection of 8th and Dickinson and enjoy $1 drafts on Tuesday, half-price flights on Wednesday, half-price wine bottles on Thursday, and $1 oysters Tuesday through Friday from 5:30 to 7. For more details, check out their website at daphousenc.com.
Life insurance is one of those subjects that make people want to change the subject, rather than admit they probably don't have enough. That's why State Farm agent Timothy Sawyer focuses on how the benefits of life insurance actually live on by asking people to think in terms of life without having to sell the house insurance or life without having to give up the college insurance. Find out how the benefits of life insurance can live on for your family. Call State Farm agent Timothy Sawyer here in Greenville today at 493-0002 and put the life back in life insurance.
Although innovative new resources such as digital media and social networks have grown in popularity, smart marketers recognize that printing is a mainstay.
We live in an age of computer hacking, scams, and fly-by-night businesses, so it's reassuring to consumers when they receive printed marketing pieces.
It exemplifies business confidence and conveys a high level of commitment.
It also fosters trust, which leads to engagement and ultimately brand loyalty.
When you're ready to grow your business, come to PIP, where business goes to grow.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles, and welcome inside the booth. Number 11 is coming up. I'll explain right after this.
Baltimore Orioles baseball.
Hit in the air to right. Falling fast on Judge. It is down for a single. Gutierrez turns third. He scores. It's another hit. It's another hit with a runner in scoring position. And Jorge Mateo with a 3-hit day to put the Orioles up 5-0 in the 8th.
Catch all the action right here on Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
New ECU basketball coach Michael Schwartz will be my 11th hoops coach in my 34 years at ECU. Here's the rundown. Mike Steele, the late Eddie Payne, Joe Dooley, Bill Harrion, Ricky Stokes, Mac McCarthy, Jeff Lebo, Michael Perry as an interim, Joe Dooley again, and now Michael Schwartz. Needless to say, it is very difficult to build any type of success when you're changing coaches every 3 or 4 years. The ECU basketball program has had no consistency, no stability, and not much of a commitment. And then we wonder why year after year it's another losing season. But this past year was not a losing season. The Pirates went 15-15, but here we go again with another new coach who faces the same issues and challenges all the men before him faced when they failed. Good luck to Michael Schwartz. He's going to need it. Come on back again next time, and we'll visit inside the booth.
Pirate Radio.
Being a part of the program, being a student athlete at ECU, they are going to be very much in the spotlight.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by First Bank. Together with our customers, we're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive. Visit the First Bank location on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville for all your personal and business banking needs. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? We'll keep it local and print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com, the official sportswear provider of Pirate Radio. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
Back with you on Pirate Radio Live. Let's talk some more baseball as Matt Davis joins us on the Pirate Radio Live line. Matt was the voice of the Down East Wood Ducks last year. He is now in Jacksonville with the Jumbo Shrimp, affiliate of the Miami Marlins, and he got to see a lot of Ronald Acuna last week as Acuna making his way back to the Atlanta Braves coming off an injury. We'll talk about that and a lot more. Matt, great to have you back on. How you doing?
I'm great, Cliff. Thanks for having me back. And, yeah, the number 2 play-by-play voice for the Jumbo Shrimp. It feels pretty good.
Well, I brought you on, and we'll talk about, Jacksonville and what you've seen so far throughout this minor league baseball season. But I was scrolling through Twitter, and I'm a Braves fan, and there were several Ronald Acuna Jr. highlights from last week. And I heard a voice, and I said, man, I think I recognize that voice. And sure enough, Acuna and the Stripers were playing against Jacksonville and heard you on some of the calls there. So I wanted to talk about that. But I guess a lot of people heard your voice last week that were keeping an eye on Acuna, right?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I've only had one other experience where I was covering a Major League rehabber, but I wasn't on the air for it. The last time I ever had a Major League rehabber in the same ballpark that I was in was when I was with the Peoria Chiefs in 2019, and Carlos Martinez, the St. Louis pitcher, was rehabbing with us, but it was my boss who basically took the air, and I was in charge because I was his number 2 and his media assistant. I was in charge of corralling the media, waiting for him to kind of exit the game. Martinez, he was scheduled to throw 1 inning. He would then go do a half an hour workout in the tunnel and then leave. So my job was basically to get down there and spend my time getting the media ready for when Martinez was done. He actually threw only 3 pitches, got 3 ground outs, and then was gone. Really funny. So this was very cool to see not only a rehabber, but let's be honest, at least a top 10, if not top 5 player in all of Major League Baseball, a bona fide superstar, spend 6 whole days in one spot and just he was incredible to watch.
Had to be great for the organization, too, when it comes to, butts and seats, concessions, all of that. I'm assuming some big crowds went out and saw the Shrimp last week, right?
We had 23,000 people in the stands, and that was just between, I think, either Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So 20,000 people just over the 3-day weekend.
In fact, it coincided with the A's-Orioles, and people were talking about the lack of attendance at A's games. I know we had an East Carolina home game. I think we outdrew the A's that day, but that Acuna game outdrew them by thousands, I believe, maybe a couple thousand.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I was talking to my broadcast partner Scott Kornberg about it, and it was just kind of interesting. We did talk about it in our staff meeting, and we kind of knew that it would be a crazy week. Didn't really know how crazy it would be until the weekend came. I've never been to Jacksonville before, but this is Braves country. There's a lot of Braves fans that came out to the game, and and it was cool because you heard them all leaving saying, we're not only Braves fans now, but we're Jumbo Shrimp fans because we did such a great job of crowd control and just putting on a good show behind the scenes. We all knew that everybody was there to see Acuna, but what I love about this organization is that we do such a great job behind the field that whether you're a Shrimp fan or a Braves fan, it showed they want to come back. And I thought that was even more incredible.
That's great, yeah, that you could get the attraction that is Ronald Acuna and then turn folks into fans that are going to show back up for more games this season. Well, let's talk about Acuna's performance and expecting him to join the team in May. Braves fans are trying to rush that due to the slow start for Atlanta this season, but we saw him obviously at the plate, do what he does. We saw him hose the guy from right field to third, which was very impressive. Saw a running catch, which actually a viral video was made where a kid gave him a fist pump after the catch. So it looked like, and this was his first action since a major injury against the Marlins last year, around the All-Star break, middle of the season, and looked pretty dang good from my eyeballs. Matt, you were able to see it all. What'd you think?
Yeah, he did great. It was a couple plays in right field. Actually, the throw from right field to third was actually his replacement, Justin Dean.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, the funny part of that is we were talking to Dave Lazat, who's the voice of the Stripers, and after the game, I just brought up, I said, did anybody know that this guy had this arm? He was laughing. He said, no. He said, he even talked to Dean at BP the next day and said, we knew about your speed, your pop, even just your range. But he's like, we never knew about your arm. He's like, yeah, a couple of people were just, I guess, chirping at him because they wanted Acuna there, and he's just like, I got to show him something.
Oh, wow. Yeah, good for that dude.
He used it as motivation to really just say, I know you guys want Acuna here, but I'm going to give you a show myself. And, give credit to Justin Dean because I never saw him play before. He did really well. He's a great right fielder. Obviously, it was even cooler to see Ronald Acuna. And like you said, he was just on fire. He was 5 for 14. Just one extra base hit was a double. He struck out 4 times. He stole 3 bags, which I thought was the more impressive part, because it was when he made his debut on Tuesday, that was 284 days after he tore the ACL. It wasn't even a full calendar year, Clip, and I thought that was impressive because most guys need a full calendar year plus, I think. I mean, I've never torn ACL. I'm not a doctor, but I'm assuming you would need at least 365 days to fully recover, and it just shows the dedication that Ronald Acuna has to getting back out there, the hunger, and he did really well. The knee held up, made a couple of great catches out there in right field, stole some bags. He was pretty busy, I'll say.
Matt Davis joining us, one of the voices of the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp, affiliate of the Marlins, and the Marlins made the playoffs a couple of years ago, and they expanded the playoffs and had a down year last year. So what about the future of the Marlins? Who are some of the guys to watch out for you've enjoyed calling so far?
Well, I'll say one of the big guys, Max Meyer, first-round pick a couple of years ago, actually struck out Acuna several times during the series. So I thought that was fun to see, just a young pitcher who I'm sure has played video games before. Maybe he's played the show, and he hasn't made his major league debut yet, but right now he's 1-0 with a 1.83 ERA in 4 starts this year. He has 27 strikeouts in 19 2/3 innings. He's really incredible to watch. He's just got an unbelievable fastball that gets upwards of 97, 98. Couples that with just probably the most dirty slider you've ever seen. I mean, it's not even fair watching it come out of his hands. And that was actually one of the big things on his scouting report was his slider's an absolute hammer. And it's interesting because he got Acuna a couple times on a fastball, and we know how good of a fastball hitter Ronald Acuna is. But he also got Acuna swinging at a slider that was buried in the dirt. The last one I saw was Acuna tried to hold up, but he couldn't. And it was just miraculous to see. I mean, this kid is really unbelievable. He threw 10 innings last year in AAA. In 2 starts, he had a 0.90 ERA. So I would not be surprised if Max Meyer ends up going to the Marlins at some point this year. For his sake, I hope it's sooner rather than later. For our sake, I hope it's, later. But, again, you want them to be successful. So I am 99% sure we'll see him with the Marlins at some point this year.
Matt, I'm looking at the schedule, and when I asked if you could come on the show, you said you were free this week. I assume, does that mean that you're only doing the home games and not doing road games?
So, like I said, I'm one of 2 broadcasters here. Scott Kornberg is the director of broadcasting and media, so he'll do most of the road trips this year.
Okay.
But he was very gracious and very nice to say that I can will go on my first road trip next week. to take the Redbird series.
Oh, good. You'll be able to see former Pirate Alec Burleson, who I believe is playing in Durham, played in Durham earlier today. So, and that's a change too, right, Matt? Didn't was that a Wood Ducks thing, or was that a minor league thing where in previous years, I think it was a COVID-related issue where you weren't doing road games? Is that different this year?
So that's a tough subject, only because it was more of like an organizational thing.
Gotcha. Okay.
We just saw the news break today that the Washington Nationals, the last team to not allow their TV crew to travel, are now letting the Masson crew travel. So I thought that was interesting. But I don't know too many teams that did travel last year. I think a lot of teams went monitors for 2021. Obviously, with the Wood Ducks, that was just a change completely. If I was there this year, I wouldn't be traveling, and I don't think Texas sends their team on the road. I mean, I know Hickory doesn't have a broadcaster. I don't know what the Wood Ducks are doing, but yeah. So with the Wood Ducks, it was a little bit different because I was selling. So they just decided to not send me on the road last year at all. That wasn't really COVID related.
Gotcha.
That was more of a thing from the tippy top of the organization. But here it's very cool. I think it's great to see that, the teams are opening back up. I've still talked to a lot of friends that are still in the Carolina League, and they're starting to travel. So it's nice to see. And it's fun for me because I haven't gone on a road trip since 2019. So to be able to have several series this year, I'll actually be going to Durham in August. So
awesome.
I'll be nice and close. If I have the time, I'll try to stop by and say hi. But yeah, it'll be very cool to kind of get back on the road, because that's the one thing you miss is just, the bus rides, and up here it's the bus and the plane rides will be fun. But you kind of miss that interaction with the players, and I think it makes our job as media members and broadcasters a lot easier and a lot more fun when you get to kind of travel with the team, because there's stories that you don't get when you're at home watching a monitor.
I always ask the guys we talk to, former Pirates that are in minor league baseball now, as they make it up through the ranks, can you really tell a difference in the quality of pitching if you're a hitter, or of hitting if you're a pitcher, when you make those jumps from low A to double A to triple A? How about you, Matt, as an announcer, calling games both in low A and now in triple A? Is it a big jump? Is it a big notice a difference for you?
The talent level, absolutely. Because you have to remember, Clip, at least in AAA, I'm dealing with guys that have been to the bigs before.
Right.
It's different because I'm staring at all their minorleague.com player pages, and they all have major league debut at this point, major league debut at this point. So, yeah, I will say the competition level is way different. The first series of the season at home against the Worcester Red Sox, combined in 6 days, there was at least, I think, between 14 and 16 total home runs hit. And that's just in 6 days. So and I think the ball just happened to be flying that day. The weather was perfect. It was nice and warm, not too warm. But yeah, going from low A when you're seeing 18, 19, 20-year-olds to seeing up here, I think the youngest guy on our roster is Max Meyer, and he'll turn 25 at the end of the season. So the oldest guy on our roster is 34. And he's actually getting a ring because he was part of the Braves organization last year. His name is Grant Dayton.
Yeah.
I'll say this. Last year the Wood Ducks, I think the oldest player on the roster was maybe 22 or 23. So that's at least a 9-year difference, or 7-year. Mostly we're 27, 28, 29. So that's a big difference, and a lot more experience playing in minor league baseball or just professional baseball. So yeah, the competition is a lot better. But it's spread even. In low A, the competition level is good, but there's a lot of kind of young player mistakes that are made, whereas up here there's not so many. So yeah, I'll say that the competition level is kind of night and day difference. You can see it.
Yeah, and again, you'll see these rehab stints. I was looking at the roster while you were talking there. After you said Grant Dayton, I wanted to see if I recognized any other names. And on the Jacksonville roster, it says Sixto Sanchez, who I've seen, of course, with the Marlins. Have you seen him in minor league play, or is he injured right now?
He's on the injured list.
Okay.
I don't know when he's going to be here or if he's going to be here. That's kind of, there's a couple of guys I see that are on the injured list, but yeah, Sixto hasn't been here this year. he actually, funny enough, we didn't really know our opening day roster until about 20 minutes before first pitch, just because there's a lot of moving parts with the shorter spring training and, with Major League Baseball starting after AAA for the first time since, I don't know, maybe the early 1900s. I mean, it was pretty incredible. So there was a lot of moving parts, but no, Sixto is not on our roster. He's just on the injured list, and so we'll just kind of wait and see where they put him.
Matt Davis joining us. Matt, they say that Jacksonville is the Kinston of Florida. And no, they don't. I just made that up. But how about that? How about that lifestyle switch? Big difference there between K-Town and Jacksonville.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, we share a parking lot with the Jacksonville Jaguar Stadium. I mean, I don't know if you've seen a couple of my tweets from the press box, but you can see TIAA Bank Stadium from the ballpark. I mean,
Good. Well, I know you've talked to some people. Who are they taking first Thursday night? You got the inside track on that?
I do not. I actually, funnily enough, one of our flagship radio station, ESPN 690, one of our studio producers during our Jumbo Shrimp games does this show, sports talk show called the Overtime, I think, and he talks about all the talk. And sometimes when we're about to get on, me and Scott will kind of join the conversation that they're having, and he doesn't know. He's been talking about I think drafting Aiden Hutchinson, and I always throw in my support for the Bama guys because I went there and I'll say, nope, they got to get Evan Neal. They got to get Evan Neal. So I don't know who they're taking. I don't think anybody knows who they're taking. I have heard a lot of people say that this is not the greatest draft, so it'd be easier to just trade the one and for other picks. But apparently nobody wants the one.
Right. Got to have a partner. I've heard teams want to trade down, nobody wants to trade up. Well, if nobody wants to trade up, nobody can trade down. So I'm interested to see how it turns out Thursday night.
I'm interested too. It should be a fun draft. I mean,
yeah,
this is the first time that I really have ever seen working in sports that nobody wants the one. I don't think there's a clear-cut one this year. I don't really think there's a clear-cut any pick, really.
Yeah.
I'm being completely honest with you.
Yeah, looking forward to Thursday night. Matt Davis joining us here today on Pirate Radio Live. Matt, great to catch up with you, man, and just talk some baseball. Let's do it again later on this season, and we appreciate you joining us. If folks want to hear you call a game, what do they do? Go online? Can they find you that way?
Yeah, so we're on MILB TV, Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp on MILB TV, or ESPN690.com. We're usually there Tuesday through Sunday, ESPN690.com or MILB TV if we're at home.
Good stuff, Matt. Keep up the great work, bud. And like I said, great to get you back on Pirate Radio. We'll do it again later this baseball season. How about that?
Thanks a lot, Cliff. I look forward to it. I missed you, and I'm glad that we were able to catch up.
Enjoyed it, Matt. There is Matt Davis calling games for the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp, one of the great names in minor league baseball. Got to see Ronald Acuna last week, and we'll see plenty other major leaguers calling ball at the AAA level this year down in Jacksonville. Let's take a timeout, come back, wrap up Hour 2, get you set for Hour 3, a special Bryce Williams appearance on a Tuesday. We'll go Pirate Radio Outdoors, talk a little NFL, some football, and we got a game that I'm looking forward to. I've got old cuts from Bryce's old teammates and coaches from 2014 and 2015 ECU football. You can play along at home, and we'll see how well Bryce does at that game. All that and more on the way. Pirate Radio Live, Hour 3 on tap. We're back after this.
Be sure to check out David Price Construction for all of your commercial or custom residential renovation and building needs. Run by ECU alumni, David Price Construction specializes in commercial projects, maintenance on facilities, and large-scale residential renovations and additions. Proud to be voted the Remodeler of the Year by the Home Builders Association of Raleigh-Wake County in 2018 and Best Business Commercial Remodel Project winner for 2020. David Price Construction, the proud ECU Home Services partner.
Hello, Eastern North Carolina. If you're looking for a great place to work with competitive pay and advancement opportunities, Pitt County Schools is hiring. We employ over 3,000 people, and we're one of the largest employers in Pitt County. Pitt County Schools is currently seeking teachers, bus drivers, school nutrition personnel, facility staff, custodians, clerical staff, and more. We offer advanced leadership opportunities for our educators and competitive pay for our skilled labor force. Come work for a diverse, thriving school system and be an important part of ensuring success for the students of Pitt County who are the future of Eastern North Carolina. To fill out an application, visit our website today at pittschools.org. That's pittschools.org, or go directly to our job postings at bit.ly/PCS employment. That's bit.ly/PCS employment. Pitt County Schools, engaging, empowering, and elevating every student and every staff member every single day.
Alone, chicken, onions, peppers, and cheese have potential. Together, they have a purpose, a destiny, and a name. Jersey Mike's number 16 Chicken Philly, because grilled to order makes a sub above. At Jersey Mike's, we take great satisfaction in getting that perfect meat slice. Yes. But we don't do it for fun. We do it for fresh, because slice to order makes a sub above.
The Wood Ducks are back at Granger Stadium this upcoming week versus the Carolina Mudcats, April 26th through May 1st. Join us for Thirsty Thursdays with $1 Natty Lights, Friday night post-game fireworks, Saturday giveaway of a 5th season pint glass, and $1 Bring Your Dog to the Ballpark on Sunday. Go online to get your tickets in advance at woodducksbaseball.com or at the box office the day of the game. Hope to see you at Granger Stadium all weekend cheering on the Wood Ducks. Go Woodies!
Your vehicle is a big part of your life. That's why you should trust the team at Greenville Auto World for all your vehicle needs. Greenville Auto World believes in fair prices, superior service, and treating customers right. Visit greenvilleautoworld.net to see their fully stocked inventory of SUVs, trucks, and cars. Need a lift kit, custom rims, or wheels? Greenville Auto World can upgrade your vehicle today. For sales or service, visit Greenville Auto World on Highway 43 in Greenville.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with CopyPro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
CopyPro, we are the professional office systems people.
Pepper, oh no, they didn't! Papa John's just took their signature pepperoni and hand-stuffed it inside that garlic-kissed crust. Oh, now that's an epic pepperoni stuffed crust pizza like no mouth has ever seen!
Hey Pirate fans, the Papa John's Epic Pepperoni Stuffed Crust One-Topping Pizza is only $13.99 and is an MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, the official pizza of the ECU Pirates.
Hi, this is Parker Bunch. When I'm not hitting dingers or going viral, I'm listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Quality Equipment is your full-service John Deere dealer with 28 locations to serve you. Quality Equipment is open in Winterville next to Sam's Club, or visit qualityequip.com to find the location near you. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Rock.
Quick question, because I don't know the answer and I always mix it up. In the song John Deere Green, was John Deere Green on a hot summer night, he wrote Billy Bob loves
Charlene.
Charlene.
Yes.
Couldn't remember if it was Charlene or Darlene.
Billy Bob loves Charlene.
And letters, how long were the letters? How tall were they?
3 feet high.
They were 3 foot high.
Rest in peace.
The whole town said the fool should have used which color?
The whole town something red. You should have
used red, but it looked good to Charlene. It was John Deere Green. There you go. All right.
Well done.
Just wanted to figure out if it was Charlene or Darlene. You passed my John Deere Green quiz. Who sang that?
He died during COVID.
Was it Joe Diffie?
Joe Diffie.
Joe Diffie. Rest in peace. Rest in power.
Somebody propped him up against the jukebox.
Prop me up beside the jukebox
when I die.
I don't know a lot of country, but I know that I knew that one.
If that ain't country,
you can kiss my ass.
And he did the song Third Rock from the Sun.
Welcome to Earth. Third Rock from the Sun. Yep. I remember that.
And of course, I associated, even though that wasn't the theme song or anything, but I associated it with the TV show
what
Third
came
Rock
first,
from the Sun.
The song or the show?
Oh, it had to have been the song.
Okay.
Because Joe Diffie was probably 80s, 90s country, and that was right
Early
around
90s.
Yeah, so that was right around the time that I listened to a little bit of country.
If I had to choose an era, which I'm not a country fan, but if I had to choose an era, I would go with early to mid 90s
Yes,
country.
that's where I was. Yeah.
She's in love with the boy. Yeah. All right.
Walk away, Joe.
Coming up tonight, well, first of all, on the Buccaneer Music Hall Scoreboard presented by Da Buck.
Da Buck.
Shirley, what was our final earlier today from ECU softball?
9-1. Taylor Woodring, your buddy, hit a 2-run jack to get things started, and they just piled on the runs after that. And so they pick up the win, and they will host Wichita State coming up this weekend at Max R. Joyner Family Stadium. And I will be on the PA for the Saturday and Sunday
nice.
games.
Right.
An absolute Shane Winkler ass whooping.
Calm down, buddy.
Sorry.
All right, thank you for that score. Coming up tonight, Hawks Heat. Right now, the Heat trying to close out that series. They'll have to do it without Kyle Lowry and Jimmy Butler. The Heat, the line is out, 4.5-point favorite. So what's Jimmy Butler worth? About 3 points to the line, which is a significant move. But the Heat are favored by 4.5. Grizzlies, home favorites. That series tied at 2 with the Timberwolves coming up tonight in Memphis. And 2-2 in the series between the Pels and the Suns. That one in Phoenix tonight at 10 o'clock. Major League Baseball, we got Yankees O's tonight, Shirley?
Yes,
they're
we
playing
will.
Again?
Yeah, they're playing tonight at first pitch is at 7 o'clock. We're going to join the game in progress because we've got our ECU Players Lounge podcast coming up tonight at 6.
All right.
And so as soon as that is done, we'll join the game in progress.
Sounds good. So we'll have that one on the way. Shirley's Red Sox taking on the Blue Jays tonight. My Braves are at home.
Could we win a game, please?
Could I win a game?
I mean, once in a while, geez.
Braves taking on the Cubs tonight. Max Fried against Marcus Stroman in that pitching matchup. And what about Igo's Red Hot Mariners? Red Hot Mariners are on the road at Tampa Bay. So that is the look at your Buccaneer Music Hall Scoreboard presented by Da Buck.
Da Buck.
All right, we have stalled for the arrival of Bryce Williams, but guess what? We got to take a break because we owe you a break. So we're going to reset. We'll let Bryce take a breath, and we'll come back. And I got a game for Bryce Williams today. Bryce, you like games?
I love games.
Okay, this is going to be, you are way higher than me.
This is odd.
I mean, you're like
Why are we so high?
6 feet taller than me as it is, and then you go up even higher.
There we go.
I'm going to play a soundbite of an interview with one of your old teammates or coaches at ECU from 2014 or 2015. And you're going to have to identify who the person is talking.
Nice.
You ready?
That'll be fun.
We'll go Pirate Radio Outdoors. We'll make you a winner and have a lot more with Bryce Williams, Hour 3, Pirate Radio Live. We're back with you after this.
With Domino's Carside Delivery, you can carry out any 3-topping pizza for just $7.99 without leaving your car. So you don't have to interrupt your kid's favorite song.
And we'll all be friends just for one day.
You can interrupt this, actually.
Next time you carry out 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 each, try Domino's Carside Delivery. Just pull up to the store, check in online, and Domino's will bring your food to you contact-free. Carry out only. You must ask for this limited time offer. Prices, participation, and charges may vary. Excludes XL and specialty pizzas. Crust availability varies by size. Message and data rates may apply when using Domino's Carside Delivery.
The celebration is on. Save the date for Saturday, May 14th, as the town of Farmville celebrates 150 years with a black tie gala from 7 to 11 p.m. Music will be provided by the Raheem Walker Project, and dinner will be served. Tickets are $75 per person or $650 for a reserved table for 8. All proceeds benefit the Farmville Chamber of Commerce, and to purchase tickets, call 753-4671. Save the date and enjoy a night out on the town at the Farmville Black Tie Gala, Saturday, May 14th.
Experience next-level adventure with Kawasaki Terex KRX 1000 sports side-by-sides featuring a combination of trail-taming power, sporty performance, and rugged capability. Whichever Terex KRX 1000 model you choose, you'll experience the ability to take on the toughest trails with unmatched comfort and confidence. Kawasaki Terex KRX 1000, your world, your adventure. See them today at Ron Ayers Motorsports, Highway 11, north of the airport in Greenville.
Welcome to U.S. Cellular. Yeah, hi. I want a new phone for free, but not just any phone. I want the newest, fastest, most storage-holding 5G unlimited data-using phone in here for free. Sure, your choice. Really? Yep.
At U.S. Cellular, we put you first. So choose any phone from any brand, free. Plus, get unlimited data for just $30 a month. U.S. Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
We all love using Uber Eats, DoorDash, and grocery pickup. It makes life so much easier. Well, now there is cellular delivery, and the team at Cellular Warehouse has perfected the process. They will deliver your new phone right to your door with all your information loaded on the new phone. And the best thing is there is no charge for this awesome service. And you don't have to waste half the day sitting in a cellular store. Call Toby Williams today at 252-799-7051 and let his team of experts make your cellular delivery today. Cellular Warehouse, your local U.S. Cellular authorized agent, serving all of Eastern North Carolina.
It's bow time. Have you ever wondered why Bojangles Chicken Supremes are called Supremes? Well, with golden crispy chicken tenderloins this juicy, tender, and full of bold flavor, what else would you call them? Superbs? Nah, that would be weird. Get your 4-piece Chicken Supremes combo today with a scratch-made biscuit, your choice of fixin', legendary iced tea, and your favorite sauce for dipping. Download our app to order ahead. It's bow time.
Do you have any real estate questions about buying or selling residential or commercial properties? Are you curious about this current real estate market? Do you need a property manager for all your rental houses? This is proud ECU alum Scott Harris with RE/MAX Preferred Realty and SD Harris Properties, and I would love to help answer every question you have and show you a real estate experience that will be memorable and enjoyable. Every step of the way, I'm here to make your dreams a stress-free reality. Call me today at 347-1857. That's 347-1857. Go Pirates.
Wings Over delivers. Wings Over delivers. Wings Over delivers. If you're looking for wings to be delivered to your home, Wings Over Greenville has you covered with no third party needed. Wings Over Greenville has its own in-house delivery service. Be sure to try the all-new tender sandwiches by ordering ahead on the Wings Over mobile app. Open till 3 a.m. on Friday and Saturday, Wings Over has everything to cure those late-night munchies. Give them a call at 758-9464. Wings Over Greenville. They deliver.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. At Angel Oak, they continue to make customer service a number one priority. A local mortgage advisor is the key to your transaction success. The combination of their local team's experience and Angel Oak's wide offerings of products from standard, conventional, government, and portfolio loans has something for every financial situation. For more information, call Talbot Green, Braxton Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here is Clip.
Welcome back to Pirate Radio Live here on a Tuesday. It is a Tuesday, as Bryce Williams joins us one day earlier, so we'll bump Igo to Wednesday. But Bryce, always great to see you no matter the day.
Exactly.
It still catches me off guard when you roll in here in shorts. and I see them big white legs walking through the studio. But it is short season, folks. Although it's about to cool off again, I believe, the rest of the week. So anyway, there's your weather report. Sponsorship available if you want to jump in. All right, Bryce, we want to go Pirate Radio Outdoors with you, maybe talk a little football, but we're already a little behind time here, so I want to go ahead and get to our game today. I was thinking, what can we do with Bryce? I could ask Bryce these questions, but that could take a really long time. Let me throw one or two out. So we have the baseball players come in on Mondays, and we talk baseball, but we're like getting towards the end of the season, and I'm tired of asking baseball questions. So I was thinking of off the wall questions, and it turned out to be good conversation, good talking points. So I'll throw out a few out to you because I don't know if we've ever talked about this. Bryce, you're a man's man. Get your hands dirty. You're brave enough to battle the biggest, meanest guys on the football field. But what are you afraid of? What are your fears?
My fears, I get creeped out by spiders.
Interesting.
I'm not a bug guy.
Okay.
I don't like bugs. Snakes don't bother me, but like insects, bugs and stuff, like roaches. Not a fan of those. As far as like an activity, I would think I'd be willing to try, do most things.
Have you done like a bungee jump?
I've never done bungee jump. I've jumped off like cliffs and stuff at the lake and everything. Fairly high cliffs, probably 50 feet, 40. Probably 50 feet or so. Enough to be a little nervous, maybe slightly higher. I can't remember, but as far as in like an activity or dare, I'd
all right,
do it.
How about a young Bryce? What did you want to be non-ball player? What did you want to be when you grew up?
When I was little, for some reason, I wanted to be a bull rider. And I can't.
Anybody in your family, or like you see it on TV?
No, my grandpa worked in a farm in Virginia, and I guess just being around, being around the farm and everything.
All right.
I was like, I'm gonna be a bull rider. 'Cause remember we were in Idaho, and I was on a. You ride the mules and stuff through the canyon and stuff. And somehow I got caught up there. There were cowboys, in my eyes. And I said, I want to be a bull rider. And by all means, but then for some reason that just poofed out.
I think you might have grew out of it too. I don't see too many tall bull riders.
I don't think my center of gravity would be very good for bull riding.
All right, that's a great answer. What's your worst habit?
Worst habit. Probably one that annoys Anna is when I itch my nose like that.
You do that quite a bit.
Yeah, probably itching my nose is one thing I wish I wouldn't do as much.
And this might not be the most pleasing hour of radio, folks, because I'm a little stuffy.
I'm hoarse.
I cut the grass this weekend, and it did a number. I felt kind of bad since then.
Yeah.
I'm a big allergic to tall grass guy. What's going on with you?
I had a fun weekend. Normally I get a little hoarse after the weekend.
A big weekend, okay.
And I guess maybe going west a little bit has got me a little congested or something. Maybe the pollen is more so back there. We've hit that earlier.
All right. Final question before we get to our game. Have you sang karaoke before?
I have. It was actually fairly recent. And,
good. What'd you sing?
I sang... I think I sang "Slip Away." It was like a beach music.
It's like a beach music. Of course it is.
Slip away. Yeah.
Is that
Slip Away.
Clarence Carter?
Yeah, that sounds fairly familiar.
Yeah.
And I thought it was at a bar and stuff, and I sang with like an older lady. I thought I sounded great, but I don't think I didn't really get an applause.
That's the thing about karaoke. Like in the shower, man, we could all be music stars, right? In our cars. Mm-hmm. But then when you get that audience in front of you, you get the real answer.
Well done, Clip Brock. It is Clarence Carter.
All right.
My favorite Clarence Carter song is Dr. C.C.
That's good.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a Patches man.
Patches.
Yeah. I enjoy the this time of year, the Beach Boogie and Blues station.
Yes, sir.
A lot.
All right.
There's some good music.
Pirate Radio is good, too.
Pirate Radio is good as well.
All right, let's get to our game, Bryce. So these are, I was thinking, what can we do with Bryce out of the ordinary today? And I got a lot of old interview clips from teammates and coaches. And this is all from 2014 and 15.
Okay.
It's going to be difficult for some, and I'm going to give you some positions. But let's start with a fastball down the middle, Shirley.
Okay.
And give Bryce number one. You got to identify this voice.
Oh, man, it is what it is. You know, they're going to do what they're going to do, and that's fine.
That's just piping it. Home run there.
Yep. Wanted to get you all on, get you off to a good start.
Yep.
All right. Let's hear another one. I'm not going to give any clues here. I think you'll get it. Shirley, go ahead.
Definitely bulking up, trying to get better at my pass protection. What can I do better to help the team, and what can I do better, to help my old lineman and protect my quarterback?
Breon Allen
God,
is correct.
that was a little pass protection gave it away a little bit. I said, O lineman.
I went with Coop because I heard pass protection, and then
Coop is the third member of Outcast. He's Georgia. He's laid back. He's like, I gotta get better at my pass protection.
Yeah.
He's a country boy. Breon is higher pitch.
Yeah.
I did get Breon on my second game.
I'd like to see Breon.
All right, let's go with number 3. Let me see if I should give you a clue. This is our first coach on the list today.
Okay.
So me and Igo love this guy. He would come in hot. Let's hear it, Shirley.
I can't say they're where I want them to be. I've been pleased with their progress. I've thought the last month or so they played solid. We haven't been mistake-free. But
he was a screamer, boy. He getting that microphone. Was he screaming at practice, too?
Can you hit the beginning of that again?
Yeah.
I can't say they're
Okay, John Wiley, smaller in stature, big voice. I always think about Brian Mitchell, and we don't have great memories of Brian Mitchell, the defensive coordinator. But he was a good guy, funny guy. But he came on Pirate Radio Live, or Live at 5 at the time, and was telling us about how when he was hired, he and John Wiley were hired at the same time, and Ruffin McNeil was describing John Wiley to Brian Mitchell, and he was like, and this is Brian Mitchell describing. He was like, Coach Ruff said, he's just like you. He is you. He's a little bit older, but he is just like you. I mean, y'all were the same, cut from the same cloth. And he said that they met at the airport to fly to Greenville. And Brian Mitchell told the story that he saw John Wiley, and his first thought was, 1, I thought you'd be taller, and 2, I thought you'd be a black guy. Because I guess Ruff said, y'all are a spitting image of one another. Y'all are just alike.
Y'all the same. Y'all the same.
So when this little white dude came up and said, I'm John Wiley, Brian Mitchell was a little surprised. I thought
that's hilarious.
That was a funny story. All right, let's go with another coach here, Shirley. This is another coach, Bryce.
Well, as in the past, I think...
wow, just like that. Got to be honest, when my long snapper over here didn't identify Kirk Dahl, I was a little disappointed earlier today. Well, what's your excuse, Chandler?
It's been a while.
It's been a while. Okay. Bryce got it. Maybe these are a lot easier. Okay, we're getting to the harder ones here.
Yeah, I'm. What am I, 4 for 4?
You are a perfect 4 for 4. Let's see if you can identify this defensive player.
I wouldn't necessarily say concerns. They're good offense. They're going to do some things to us that we're going to have to be there mentally and physically. Make sure we're focused at all times.
There it is. Deshaun Amos.
That was, I don't know why.
You had him right off the bat. You just couldn't get the name.
Yeah.
Deshaun Amos. Well done there, Bryce. Let's go back to the offensive side of the ball.
They looking pretty good. James still trying to get the hang of the offense, but he doing real good out here. And Blake Kemp doing pretty good too.
It sounds like. It sounds like taco.
Got a little taco. No, it was not taco meat on my chest. Hit it again, Shirley.
They looking pretty good. James still trying to get the hang of the offense, but he doing real good out here. And Blake Kemp doing pretty good too.
God, it sounds like Daquan Marks.
We might have got him.
Hang on. Oh, Blake Kemp.
So he's talking about the 2015 quarterbacks preseason.
It's not daggum. I need
preseason.
How many times do I get to hear this?
Wait, we got some Pirates.
They looking pretty good. James still trying to get the hang of the offense, but he doing real good out here. And Blake Kemp doing pretty good.
Is it an inside receiver?
Yeah, and preseason might be a clue because he might have ended his career with an injury. Now that I think about it, and not been able to play
post Bryce.
Oh, that was after?
It was his senior year.
So do you need the answer?
I need a hint.
Little receiver, shorter guy. I tell you, Lincoln Riley liked to give him the ball a lot as a youngster.
It's not. Wait. Quay
Johnson.
Golly. Yep.
Golly. We did Ellerbe did an over-under on how many dangs you'd say because we thought this would be more difficult. I think these might be tough down the stretch, but you hadn't even said a dang yet because you've been knocking them out. Quay was a tough one for you, though.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back to defense. Shirley Rhodes.
Oh, we gelling pretty good. We getting everything in place. When we first started camp, it was more so of our first time being together since the spring, and like you said, we have a bunch of young guys, and some of them first time being was this camp. So
Red? Christian Rose. Yeah. Nailed it.
I had to listen to some of them the way he says his word.
Red. He was a good player, man. I think he was underappreciated at the D-line position.
Oh, yeah.
That was Red. I just remember Jeff Charles interviewing him about his interest in go-go music from the D.C. area.
Yeah, I had no idea what that is. I had no idea what go-go music was.
All right. One of the all-time voices. If you see a picture of this guy and hear the voice, they don't match at all. But who's this former coach, Bryce?
I'd probably say, about a C. Obviously, there's always room for improvement.
Brandon Jones.
Yep.
Talk like an old cowboy. Tell you what.
Yep.
But if these guys don't get their act together, we're going to whoop them. All right, back to defense.
Coach Ruff just tells us to look past it and look forward. And only if you look back, you go backwards. So we're just looking forward right now.
Tough one here. Tough one here.
Can I get it again?
Coach Ruff just tells us to look past it and look forward. And only if you look back, you go backwards. So we're just looking forward right now.
Golly.
As a defensive player, do you want a position?
Position may help.
He's a linebacker. I'm not going to give you an obvious one like Zeke.
Is that Jordan Williams?
That is Jordan Williams.
That's him.
Well done.
Your
how that clicked.
So a lot of these guys you're facing in practice more so than in your room. But Jordan Williams, who went on to be the #1 pick in the CFL draft.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I remember
that. Is a fact, Jack.
Is he still playing it?
Yeah, I believe so.
I didn't. How in the world? He was a specimen.
It's got to have something to do. Do you have to be like part Canadian or have some citizenship? I don't know. I think that's correct.
Maybe so.
All right, Shirley, let's go back to stay with the defense.
Game tackling, that's something we've been working on, getting to the ball, stripping it. That's something, we talked about after that game because we felt like it was unacceptable for us to get a turnover that game. So that's something we've been working on.
I was a Lamar Ivy fan. I don't know. I always liked Lamar Ivy. Cool. All right. Is he the one that injured Rick Smith at practice? Didn't he run into him?
Might have.
Yes, that is him. It was Ivy.
How was that for you, Coach?
Well, as a 68-year-old man, it won't fun.
Thank you, Coach Rick Smith. All right, man, I like this guy a lot. I thought he was going to be the next guy on defense. I believe his career ended early due to injury, but here's him as a young buck talking defensive player.
Yeah, I look up to Zeke. Zeke is like a big brother to me. He helps me out in many ways. So I'm just moving my way on up. If it takes special teams, that's what I'm gonna do.
He sounds like a coach.
Is it
man?
I know. I think Bronson,
DeVaris Brunson.
Yeah,
I thought he was going to be a stud, and he might have been if he could have stayed healthy.
He got hurt a lot
because there was always this transition from like your best special teams tackler to a really good linebacker, and Zeke made that move, and others, and I thought he was the next one, and unfortunately his career ended due to injury. Good job, good pull there,
man.
All right, got one more.
Oh God,
last one on the list, another defensive player.
It's gonna be fun. We in the thick. I mean, everybody gonna be loud. I'm gonna be loud with them. I'm gonna screaming too. Like, yeah, let's go, let's do this. You ready for this? I am.
That was a great soundbite. Do you have any idea who that was? Let's go ahead. Can we hear that again, Shirley? I want to hear that again.
It's gonna be fun. We in the thick. I mean, everybody gonna be loud. I'm gonna be loud with them. I'm gonna screaming too. Like, yeah, let's go, let's do this. You ready for this? I am.
You ready for this?
Golly, that sounds so familiar. I'm trying to think of the list.
I want to say he was an outside linebacker, but not 100% sure.
I mean, it's not Zeke.
What was that?
Can I get
never really a
time?
big impact guy? Yeah, hit it again.
It's gonna be fun. We in the thick. I mean, everybody gonna be loud. I'm gonna be loud with them. I'm screaming too. Like, yeah, let's go, let's do this. You ready for this? I am.
Golly, I think I can picture his face, but
all right, you want me to say it?
Yeah.
Maurice Falls.
Oh, dang! Wow.
Yeah, Maurice Falls. Great interview there,
man.
Didn't never again was like a impact guy, but he was outside linebacker.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, he was. I mean, he was a very
edge.
Yeah, edge guy.
rusher.
Yeah, I mean, he made some daggum good plays and stuff. That is hilarious. Now I can definitely picture the face with him.
Bryce, you did a great job with that. I might have to bring that back next week and try to throw in a few more tough ones.
Dang, it's funny. Some of those guys' voices, I mean, I haven't heard them forever.
Yeah.
Like Ivy. What in the world?
That was
my favorite one. Is that red?
Is that red?
Is that red?
That was good. Good job there, Bryce. You got a good brain exercise there for you.
That was actually good. Yeah, I needed that.
Good stuff. All right, Shirley Rhodes, let's open up the booty bag here on a Tuesday.
Booty, 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 booty everywhere. Booty, 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 booty everywhere.
Love taking a walk down memory lane and talking old Pirate football. Shirley Rhodes, what are we giving away on this Tuesday?
How about a $15 gift card to Wings Over Greenville?
Oh, man. That sounds good. That sounds good. I want that. What caller?
12.
Caller 12, you are a big winner today and can enjoy. I'm a traditional wings guy, but Wings Over, they got the best boneless wings you can find.
And waffle fries are something else.
Parm.
Garlic parm.
And if you want to go away from the wings, try the chicken bacon ranch wrap and thank me later.
All right, Chan Man.
You're required to high five Chandler the next time you see him.
Yes.
And you can choose any flavor for the tender that they put in the wrap.
I like that.
Ooh.
I like that. All right, 317-1250, caller 12 is a winner. We'll go Pirate Radio Outdoors. Did Bryce get that elusive turkey? We'll find out after this.
In studio with Jeff Stein from Brown & Wood. What's new, Jeff?
For 2 years in a row, we've been voted #1 in Greenville, so we're super thankful. For 2022, we've decided to make it the year of the customer. We're taking more COVID health safety protocols with some personal test drives where, you don't have the salesperson riding along with the customer. It actually makes them a little bit more comfortable and they can take a drive and kind of go where they want to go and drive it how they want to drive it.
Brown & Wood, your #1 dealership in Greenville and the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Temperatures are in the low 30s at 10 a.m., increasing sharply to 75 degrees by 1 p.m., and then dropping into the teens by 10 p.m. So before you go to work, put on some gloves, pack some shorts, and a parka. That should cover you for the day.
Your heating and cooling take a beating. Guarantee your system is ready when you need it. Call Delcor. Buy a new train system and make no payments until 2023. It's hard to stop a train. With inflation and high gas prices, you don't need another payment. So buy this month and make no payments until 2023. Delcor, the service professionals.
Introducing new Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda, Classic Cola, Cherry Cola, Citrus Soda, and Orange Soda. You hear that? It's seltzer with a pop of soda, all with zero sugar. Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda, the loudest flavors ever. Pick up some new Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda at your favorite retailer today. Bud Light, proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989, and the official beer of the ECU Pirates.
Safety comes first at Greenville Utilities. Did you know that by itself, natural gas is completely odorless? As a safety precaution, a chemical is added to the gas that gives it a distinctive and unpleasant odor. This allows you to detect the slightest amount of natural gas both indoors and outdoors. If you smell a strong odor of natural gas in or near your home, you should immediately call Greenville Utilities. GUC maintains staff around the clock in order to provide immediate response to emergencies such as natural gas leaks. You can count on GUC to keep safety job number one.
In Greenville, you know how much it means to have neighbors you can count on, like the one who mowed your lawn that week you were sick. Well, here's another good neighbor you can count on, State Farm agent Timothy Sawyer. Timothy and his team are here to help life go right when you combine home and auto insurance, which can save you money and time. So combine home and auto and start the savings rolling. Call State Farm agent Timothy Sawyer at 493-0002 and start saving today.
Hey Greenville, Bagel Man here with some exciting news. We are now open for dinner. This is the first time ever for dinner in our 33 years. Our entire menu is available, plus some new sandwiches like the roast beef cheddar, the Italian sub, and the meatball parm. You can also get French fries and home fries as a side for any of your sandwiches. Order online for pickup or delivery, and don't forget about our great catering. We're available 7 days a week. We can deliver or you can pick it up. Bagel Man here.
I'm Michael Vaughn with East Coast Grading and Utilities. Many of you know my dad, David Vaughn, and his work in putting in subdivisions all over Pirate Nation. But East Coast Grading and Utilities is not just for those type of big jobs. We're here for the homeowners. Whether it's concrete, driveways, hauling rock, or sand, whatever you need, East Coast Grading and Utilities can get the job done. Call us at 252-531-7494 or check us out on Facebook at East Coast Grading and Utilities.
Great food, great atmosphere, and great service is Ottavola Market Cafe. Ottavola is simply a restaurant that focuses on that, being a great restaurant. There's something for everyone at Ottavola. The menu offers a variety of great choices like pastas, pizzas, sandwiches, soups, salads, and seasonal rotating selections. Lunch or dinner, Ottavola is always the right call. Call ahead and get Ottavola to go, or stop by the bar for a drink with friends. It's simple. Come and eat at Ottavola Market Cafe, Red Banks Road next to Food Lion, and OttavolaMarket.com. Ottavola, Pirates supporting Pirates.
This is Big John Williams, strength and conditioning coach for East Carolina football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Do you want to get rid of wrinkles, tighten and lift your skin, smooth your skin texture, erase veins and brown spots, and get rid of unwanted hair? Are you interested in Botox or filler? Contact the licensed professionals at Beauty Bar Medi-Spa on Red Banks Road in Greenville. Free consultations are available by calling 752-1406 or visiting beautybarmedispa.com. Enjoy your visit. Love your transformation. And congratulations to Josh Lilly of Greenville. Picked up a $15 gift card to Wings Over Greenville. If you're looking for wings to be delivered to your home, Wings Over Greenville has you covered with no third party needed. They have its own in-house delivery service. Be sure to try the all-new tender sandwiches by ordering ahead on the Wings Over mobile app. Open till 3 a.m. on Friday and Saturday, and Wings Over has everything to cure those late-night munchies. Give them a call at 758-9464. Wings Over Greenville, they deliver. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
All right, back with you on Pirate Radio Live. Bryce Williams hanging out. Shirley Rhodes, Chan Man here as well on a Tuesday. We got content junkie CJ and Jenny on the way to Raleigh to cover ECU and NC State coming up 7 o'clock tonight. Credit to me, because usually when I see something 5 days previous that I want to bring up for a guest, I'll forget. But I remembered this time, and I saw this tweet, Bryce, and the caption is "Deer hunting with eagles." I don't know if this is a real thing, but it's a guy who has an eagle, I guess, attached to his arm, his wrist, whatever, and there are deer running through a field, and he lets the eagle go. Is that like a bald eagle? It's a giant bird.
I'm not sure what.
It's like more like a hawk or a falcon or something.
I'm trying to think if golden eagles are bigger than balds. I'm not sure.
But he straight up tracks down a deer, grabs it by the ass, the hind legs, and tackles it to the ground.
Man, that's insane. I've seen them do it with like foxes and eagles with foxes and I think coyotes and stuff, which is pretty wild. But dadgum, a deer.
I mean, that bird is the size of the deer almost with its wings out. But that is just
that is insane. I mean, that thing freaking is hauling butt.
And that's not the biggest deer in the world, but it's an adult deer, isn't it? Well, it's a little undersized.
But it's so
Man.
gun.
So I don't know, just something maybe you should think about if you
I'm kind of
struggle.
curious what kind of eagles those are.
Yeah, it's a big fella. Let's go Pirate Radio Outdoors. Bryce has been looking at a turkey. Have you found it yet?
I tell you what, it is I zig, they zag, they whatever other sayings you got like that. I mean, they're stubborn birds. My goodness, I called one in last week. I mean, he's probably 200 some yards out, and we're down in like a river bottom, so it's not like open field. And I think that's easier turkey hunting, in my opinion. So I even had a buddy come down. He said, "Man, these turkeys are stubborn." Buddy said, "If you can kill turkey down here, you can kill any daggum turkey." So no, didn't have any luck last week, and I went 2 or 3 times. I mean, we're seeing turkeys, just can't get them in range. It's like they don't care anything about a decoy, and you're like, golly, and there's hens down there, and so you're competing with that. Because when a tom is hemmed up with a hen, they just mosey along. They're not in any hurry, so that makes it painful. Well, this morning we go with Jay's friend's son, and he's a big hunter, and they're he's actually young, but he guides at Dare to Hide, and all that. So he went with us. He's a pretty good caller too, and he goes with us. So he's calling, and sure enough, finally get one. He's making a huge circle. Got one with he's probably 35 or so yards, and I'm torqued back like this, and he's kind of moseying along, and he stops, and he's like, "Shoot him!" So I rush, shoot, and I miss. And I'm like, golly! And just yesterday morning, Jay having to Jay again. Jay missed. So me and Jay are.
So once you miss, what does the bird do? They get out of town?
2 hens flew out, which I actually did see a bearded hen this morning. He was with that tom, so which is pretty cool to see a bearded hen. But they flew off. He flew probably 20 yards, and then we just all sat still, and he was trying to call him just to make it be like, oh, nothing really happened.
Yeah, that was nothing.
Just a little boom.
It was a thunder.
Yeah, and I was like, but my gosh, it's like you go. I've been how many times this year, and you're like, God, put all this work, and you're calling, you have these close opportunities, and you finally get an opportunity, and dadgummit, I miss.
It's like sports. You get in that red zone, and there's a lot of options, but every now and then, your number one option.
Yeah.
They get that one ball to you. You got to get it.
Yep. And so I was like, man, he would have been a good bird. So I was like, golly. And what it was, I totally... And a lot of when you're shooting guns or bow and stuff, it's follow through on your shot. I was too anxious, threw it up. It's almost like I shot and was looking to see him drop before I actually just.
You turn your head to run before you caught the ball.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I turned my head before I caught the ball, and now of course vividly remember the miss. I'm like, golly, so that's aggravating as crap.
We probably shouldn't show Bryce the Brandon Manning video he showed us the other day, Chandler, of him shooting a turkey. I don't want to take anything away from Brandon, but that looked like open field, kind of what Bryce says is easier work
open field, man,
than what he's doing. And he called him in. He did everything you said leading up to the shot, except he was close. We didn't ask Brandon how close he was, but we saw the video. He was pretty close.
It is.
Should you hit a 35-yarder? Like what?
Yeah, if I would have been a little, just a little more patient, didn't rush shot, stayed on them without being overly anxious to, I know I did that.
Is that kind of on the borderline of your comfort zone as far as?
For me, like. Yeah, for my gun. I mean, my buddy has the gun he has. I mean, you got different type of ammunition, the choke, all that. The choke and ammunition, play, I think, a big role as how far you can shoot him. He'll shoot him out to 50. He said he shot one out to 60, but, only a few pellets that hit him. I've also only takes a few to hit him in the head. But my gun, I'm thinking, that today was probably was the max.
Yeah.
It's a bummer, but hey, you learn. Because we're going tomorrow morning. Crossing my fingers to get the other opportunity, and make the most of it.
There you go. As always, tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's get another break in. We'll come back as we go to break at NC State Baseball. The official account for NC State has said tonight's game is sold out. So,
oh, wow.
I'm sure a lot of Pirate fans will be there. There's a lot of red, a lot of purple. Should be a good one tonight at Doak.
Josh Thomas putting on Twitter, there is a tarp on the field. There is rain in Raleigh. Hopefully that gets out of there. This game will be played on time. But good to hear that it will be a sold-out crowd. I'm sure there will be a lot of purple and gold in the seats, too.
Looks like we're going to get some rain here throughout the night. And from who I talked to today, I haven't looked at the forecast, but rain should be out of Raleigh. They're hoping by that 7 o'clock. And, yeah, we got some thunderstorms heading this way later on. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. More to go. Pirate Radio Live with Bryce Williams after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Holt Nailers for my friends at Arc Point Labs. Just as I trust my teammates, you can trust Arc Point Labs to give you quick and accurate results for all your laboratory testing needs. If you are in need of COVID testing for your return to school, work, or for travel, Arc Point Labs is offering same-day PCR and antigen testing with little to no wait time. Please visit any of the 6 Eastern North Carolina Arc Point Labs locations or make an appointment now at onehourcovidresults.com. Go Pirates!
There's nothing more important than protecting your family. Fire ants can cause painful allergic reactions and even death. Protect your loved ones at home where you should feel the safest. Visit pesttechofgreenville.com to learn of our once-a-year treatment to guarantee you stay fire ant free. Tested and proven effective by your Eastern North Carolina exterminating professionals at Pest Tech of Greenville. Mention the Crying Baby for an extra 10% off.
Your first stop for shopping is at Shimmer Boutique. This is Ashley from Shimmer. We are fully stocked with the latest apparel, shoes, and accessories and more. If you need gift ideas or some shopping therapy for yourself, stop by today. Looking for the hottest shoes on the market? Shimmer has the biggest selection of Hey Dudes anywhere. Shimmer has the newest Yeti products and colors. Want this year's most popular bag? Shimmer has a great selection of all your bog bag needs and accessories. Shimmer in Greenville, Winterville, and Jacksonville.
I'm Sam Jones, and for more than 3 generations, my folks have kept the fires burning for Eastern North Carolina Whole Hog Barbecue. At Sam Jones, you'll find our smokehouse pumping out wood-fired meats, cooked fresh every single day. There are no freezers at our place. Everything, and we mean everything, is made fresh daily, including our sides, sweets, and sauces. Stop in and see us, and I bet you'll be able to taste our passion in just one bite. At Sam Jones Barbecue, you'll find plenty of smoke, but no mirrors.
Here today with Dr. Shondell Jones from Kinetic Physical Therapy and Wellness. Dr. Jones, a lot of exciting new things going on.
Yes, so you may have seen our new facility, but we also have a private courtyard. There's an outdoor private area where we have artificial turf where it's fenced in, and we're going to be having our sunset yoga classes there. Those classes allow you to develop increased flexibility, more energy, and get better sleep. So come on and check those classes out today. Come by and see us, Kinetic Physical Therapy and Wellness, Arlington Boulevard, or check us out online at kptonline.com.
University PC Care has been busier than ever repairing personal PC and Mac computers and iPhones during this pandemic. And we thank you for your support. Now, with everyone streaming and doing work from school and home, you may have discovered that your home Wi-Fi just isn't cutting it. It may be time to upgrade your home network, and University PC Care can help. To make a network assessment appointment and discover upgrade options that fit your home, go to talktowilliam.com or learn more at universitypccare.com. Hey, Troy here with my buddy Cam from Tailgate Classics, the only vintage store here in Greenville selling all types of cool stuff. Cam, you got something new for folks too that just hit.
Yes, sir. If you guys have had some good times back in the 90s at some of your favorite places like Grog's, The Elbow, and tons of other old businesses, we're doing a retro line of t-shirts that are available now.
Fantastic. So if you enjoyed hanging out at those places, now you can wear the gear. How can folks find you online too?
That's shoptailgateclassics.com or come see us in person at 304 Evans Street.
We have some exciting news at Angel Oak Home Loans. This is Talbot Green, and I would like to introduce you to the newest member of our team, Braxton Green. I've known Braxton his entire life because he's my nephew. He is also a recent ECU graduate and has lived in Eastern North Carolina his entire life.
This is Braxton Green, and I'm looking forward to working with you with your next home loan or refinance. Give us a call at Angel Oak Home Loans today at 751-2060.
NMLS 1719250, Equal Housing Lender.
Pirate Radio.
We are Eastern North Carolina's football program. In time, we will be North Carolina's football program.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Did you miss the show on Pirate Radio? Listen to all of Pirate Radio's archived local programming by subscribing to us on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, or Spotify. Subscribe today by going to the podcast app on your iPhone or Apple device and search for Pirate Radio Audio Archives. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip.
All right, it is draft week. NFL draft coming up on Thursday. Bryce Williams has shared his draft memories and frustrations and things like that. Although I heard something new. You were talking about Jaquan McMillan, and Bryce is, like a lot of folks, wondering why Jaquan McMillan isn't being rated higher heading into this draft. And we were talking about the visits he had taken, the top 30 visits, and we've talked about a ton of those that Jaquan has been on. You said, Bryce, that's a great thing to go ahead and get your name out there, get the teams to get to know you. You said you were about to take one of those top 30 visits. To where?
I was about to. I think it was like right before like the deadline and stuff, and out of nowhere it was, hey, my agent calls me and says, hey, the Rams, want to fly out to, obviously LA, and I was like, oh gosh, I'm like right there about to fly out. The LA top 30 visit, beat the head coach, GM, the whole deal, which is, it's a huge thing, because they only get a few guys, I guess, that they can bring in. So it would have been awesome to have that potential. They ended up drafting 2 tight ends, and it would have been nice to possibly have been one of those. But they ended up calling me, I think, the next morning or late that night, because, LA was 3 hours behind. They ended up calling me late that night and said they were going to, it was like between Carson Wentz and Jared Goff, and they ended up, I guess, bringing in Jared Goff for, I guess, another visit or for a visit. And obviously you saw how they picked him number 1.
So you were spurned by Jared Goff, your visit. And just hearing those names and everything that's happened since then, now we're talking to Bryce Williams, so that's a win for us. But Jared Goff is with the Lions now. Yeah. The first year he leaves the Rams, they win a Super Bowl with Stafford. Yeah. And then you mentioned Wentz, who drafted by the Eagles. He's on his 3rd team now. He's with Washington. Yeah. So it's amazing. Yeah, it's been a few years now, but a lot has changed with the landscape of those guys. Oh, yeah. Then. So draft coming up on Thursday night, and this is the most unpredictable draft I can remember, Bryce. Not only, usually the number 1, 2, 3 picks are like set in stone. That is not the case here, and we don't even know who the first quarterback is off the board. So what year was your draft?
16.
And I want to look and see at like the top 10 and just kind of go back in time and see how set in stone it was before they drafted, because this year is probably the most unpredictable that I can recall. Let's see. So it went Goff first to the Rams and then Wentz. Bosa, he was high up there. Ezekiel Elliott. We will not be seeing a running back in the top 5 or 10 in this year's draft. Jalen Ramsey, Ronnie Stanley, DeForest Buckner, Jack Conklin, Leonard Floyd, Eli Apple, the top 10. Eli Apple now a punching bag and a meme, basically, in the NFL. Oh, you were... that was the year with the famous Laramie Tunsil. Yeah, where on draft night, 30 minutes before the draft, those pictures came out of him in some sort of smoking apparatus. And he went all the way down to the Dolphins there that year.
Yeah.
You remember any of these dudes from the Combine?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I remember seeing...
He was literally wearing a gas mask.
I mean, what a...
30 minutes before he was supposed to be drafted.
Well, he
was the top 3 pick.
That was not a live photo.
No.
Okay.
But it came out right where he does not want it to come out. where he's about to be drafted like top 3, and then I think he ended up going like 11 or 12 overall to the Texans.
That makes me mad. Did you know Josh Dotson at all?
I don't know.
Nothing really against him, but that was just a stupid pick by Washington. It was a cocky pick. We made the playoffs the year before. Oh, we're so good. We'll just pick an injured guy because we're fine with our roster.
Oh, he was injured?
He was injured going into from TCU. He was a big-time player in college.
What position?
A receiver.
Okay, yeah.
We never do good. Do not draft a receiver in the first round this year, Washington. Please. Jeez. Whatever you do. Anyway.
Yeah, there's a lot of, obviously the top guys. I remember, just sort of brushing through, seeing them. Eli Apple, I think I was with him at Panthers briefly.
Eli Apple got roasted in the playoffs this year.
Well, he brings it on himself, too. He talks junk and then gets smoked. And Vernon Hargraves, his dad was a coach here. He played high school, middle school football, I think, in Greenville before moving on.
I remember that.
And then, unfortunately, caught the last Shane Carden pass, right?
I think so.
In Birmingham Bowl.
Yeah, that sucks. That's not
painful.
Good. Painful.
I forgot all those guys were in my draft class.
Yeah. So there you go. Michael Thomas went second round. Look at these second round guys. You got Xavier Howard, Chris Jones, Derrick Henry.
I was going to ask, was Derrick Henry in that draft
45th
overall?
Yeah.
In the second round.
And now is an absolute monster. Guys drafted later in the draft, Chandler, James Bradbury, who was a Panther.
And a very good corner for us before being shipped off to New York.
There's an old tight end still playing, Bryce. Austin Hooper was taken in the third round.
Yeah, I think him and Higbee, I feel like, or
Pharaoh Cooper.
I remember Pharaoh at the Rams. He's a half-block guy.
Dak Prescott taken in the fourth round of that year's draft. Matt Judon, who's been really good with the Ravens and the Patriots, was taken in the fifth round. Running back Jordan Howard was a fifth-round pick. Maybe the top receiver to some in the league, Tyreek Hill, was a fifth-round pick.
Wait, Tyreek Hill was not a draft class? Wait, Tyreek Hill's a short, fast guy, ain't he?
Yeah, he is. He's short. He's fast.
Dolphin now.
Cody Core, I remember him. He was
And there you go. Why don't they have you listed as a notable undrafted player, Bryce? Maybe they do. Maybe I haven't seen it. No, they don't. We need to update this Wikipedia page.
Don't disrespect me,
right.
bro.
That is very disrespectful.
Don't disrespect me, bro.
All right, so there you go, Bryce. You have no interest in this year's draft at all, do you?
Unfortunately, I will not.
And you don't have a team. Like, you just kind of know guys, right?
Yeah.
And root for guys.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, when we were talking playoffs, you were like, yeah, I was in a camp with this guy. I'm going to pull for them.
Yeah.
You just pick a guy that way.
This connection there, yeah.
There you go. All right, let's hit our final break in. We'll come back and ready to wrap it up here on a Tuesday before the storms hit. Looking a little hairy outside right now. More to go. Pirate Radio Live. Back with you after this.
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers in Greenville, plus the all-new Tiebreakers in Winterville, do real burgers better than anybody. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, real burgers at its best. Everybody loves burgers.
The celebration is on. Save the date for Saturday, May 14th, as the town of Farmville celebrates 150 years with a black tie gala from 7 to 11 p.m. Music will be provided by the Raheem Walker Project, and dinner will be served. Tickets are $75 per person or $650 for a reserved table for 8. All proceeds benefit the Farmville Chamber of Commerce, and to purchase tickets, call 753-4671. Save the date and enjoy a night out on the town at the Farmville Black Tie Gala, Saturday, May 14th.
UBE and PirateWear.com is excited to offer Pirate Nation the largest selection of new ECU merchandise and tailgate supplies ever. UBE has the best prices in town, so that makes UBE your one-stop shop for all things ECU. UBE does daily restocks of Champion, Adidas, and Under Armour. Don't forget to bring your young Pirates in to plunder the Crow's Nest, which is the only kids store dedicated to ECU. Plenty of free parking uptown in Greenville. Visit them at PirateWear.com. Go Pirates!
Bring the bright, fresh colors of spring home during Bostic Sugg Furniture's signature Spring Styles event. A little style here, a little color there. Make any room come alive for less. We have so many beautiful ways to refresh your home at savings that look good in any season. Plus, 6 months special financing. Pamper yourself with a new Serta or Restonic mattress and enjoy 48 months special financing with no minimum purchase during the signature Spring Styles event. On now at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
Mow like a pro with Hustler Turf zero-turn mowers. They engineer their mowers to be maintenance and service friendly for the everyday homeowner while not sacrificing the build and cut quality they're known for. From the heavy-duty frame to the welded steel deck to their trademark smooth track steering, Hustler Turf zero-turn mowers deliver professional grade cut quality for a perfectly manicured lawn. Come into Ron Ayers Motorsports to see the Hustler difference for yourself today. Ron Ayers Motorsports, Highway 11, north of the airport in Greenville.
Chico's Mexican Restaurant is the home of the best margaritas. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's every Tuesday for the Gulf of Mexico. A huge 38-ounce lime margarita for only $7.99. On Thursdays, relax and enjoy half-price pitchers of Chico's house margaritas. Choose from lime, strawberry, blood orange, raspberry, or peach. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville and online at chicosrestaurant.com. Chico's, where the fiesta never ends.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is proud ECU graduate and former baseball player Brandon Manning inviting you to join my team at Farm Bureau Insurance. Right now is a good time to review your coverage with a local trusted agent like me. I will make myself available before or after business hours, and my clients always have my cell phone number if they need anything. From home, auto, or life, give me a call today and let's talk about your insurance coverage and about the Pirates. Call 531-1812 and go Pirates!
This is Mark Washington with Max Sports Performance at Max Fitness. Our facility has reopened and is following all safety protocols. The best thing you can do to strengthen your immune system is, of course, to work out and exercise on a regular basis. I can assist you as your performance coach. You can also enjoy the benefits of a private facility. Avoid the crowds and work out at Max Fitness. Now is the time to get healthy. Max Fitness, just off Highway 43 in the old Ace Hardware building behind Speedway in Greenville. Call me, Mark Washington, 902-4877.
This is Marcus Crandall, former ECU Pirate and Grey Cup champion. And you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Taking a quick look at your stock market report before we end the show. The Dow was down 809 points. The NASDAQ it closed at 33,240. NASDAQ was down 514 at 12,490. The S&P was down 120 at 4,175. That's your Wells Fargo Advisors financial report. For a personal look into investing, call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors LLC, member SIPC. Now let's head back into the show. Here's Cliff.
Alrighty, thanks for tuning in today. Thanks to our guest as well, Jake Washer, former Pirate, now with the South Bend Cubs. Also Cory Smith, Pack Pride, and Matt Davis, voice of the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp, for joining us on today's show. Also Ellerbe, Chan Man, Shirley Rhodes, and Bryce Williams. Bryce, well done on Name That Voice. We'll bring some of that back next week and talk more football with you, and have a great rest of your week.
Y'all as well. Thank you.
We'll see you Wednesday, 3 o'clock, for an all-new edition of Pirate Radio Live. So long, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation